Hello everybody, and welcome back to the show. Now, recently, Lil Tay has returned after years of remaining silent after leaving the internet. Now, there are a few things I'd like to address. Now, I'm going to be looking more into the situation, but from what I understand, she is being accused of faking her own death. Some people are saying she's exaggerating or lying about her dad abusing her, and she is being painted as a cold and calculating individual who will do anything for success by a lot of people. But is any of this actually true? Well, today I'd like to find out. Now, I've looked into this a little bit, and I'm going to continue looking into it. But for those of you who are new here, particularly those of you watching this as a VOD or a past live stream or podcast, yada yada yada, I always make sure to include timestamps in the description below, so you can skip around if need be if you want to watch a particular part. Maybe I'm reiterating information you already know, and you want to skip that, that's totally fine. Though I would recommend watching the entire thing, so that you get all the context, and, you know, you don't want to miss out, right? Anyways, so, I guess, in terms of the background and context, I guess the most recent controversy from before she returned was also quite recent. Now, basically, I don't know who decided to fake her death. You know, maybe it was Lil Tay, maybe it was her dad, maybe it was people that worked for Lil Tay. We don't have enough evidence, as far as I can tell, to conclude one way or another. However, this was used to promote this weird cryptocurrency. I think it was the Lil Tay coin. No, this is not a joke. This is not satire. That is actually something that happened. Now, Lil Tay did a live stream on Instagram. Now, I think this live stream is very interesting in particular because she goes over some experiences that she's had with her father that, let's just say, don't sound very pleasant and don't paint her father in a very positive light. So, that's the first thing we're going to be looking at. Afterwards, we're going to be looking at what people have to say. So, yeah. Now, I've got everything compiled in a playlist, so I guess that's where we'll start. So, the first thing we're going to be watching is Lil Tay going live on her Instagram, essentially explaining the truth about her parents, at the very least from her perspective. So, that's what we're going to be looking at, and then we'll go from there. Alright.
You already know what the fuck going on, bitch! Lil Tay's back. It's been 5 years and y'all still broke.
I don't know why she's... Okay, this is the part where she's in character.
Oh, is back. 5 years and I'm still the youngest one out. 5 years and y'all bitches are still broke.
I didn't even realize that this was a part of the same stream as when she talks about her parents. So we're most likely going to see some sort of switch in her demeanor.
So don't take it out on me. Why the fuck are y'all coming at me for? Y'all hating ass bitches were hating on me when I was 9 years old. Talking all this shit when you don't fucking know me. So stop fucking talking. You did not come up. You had 5 years to come up and you didn't. So don't blame me, bitch.
It's Lil Tay's fault. It's Lil Tay's fault. She stole my money.
5 years.
Actually, no, it was a Cheeto's fault. It was Scam Cheeto. He stole all my money.
That being said, let's just get the fuck into it because I have a lot of shit to say.
Now, take note of her... the way her demeanor changes, alright? I'm going to replay this, and I want you to just pay attention to this, because I think this is really important. She goes from playing her character to being her authentic self, not with any layers of irony or anything like that. So we're gonna replay it and just take note of this.
That being said, let's just get the fuck into it. You did not come up. You had 5 years to come up and you didn't. So don't blame me, bitch. 5 years. That being said, let's just get the fuck into it because I have a lot of shit to say.
Even her posture here is completely different. Like, she immediately switches from this, like, extremely confident / arrogant / whatever, I suppose, character that she plays, right? And sort of that demeanor to what she's actually like. And I just think that that's interesting.
Why I've been gone. So, where do I even start? 5 years ago, I became famous, and my abusive absentee father, who had not been in my life for years up till that point, decided to come back into my life to take control over my career and my money. That's why I disappeared. He started a court case to silence me so I could not speak on what was happening and so he could take control over my money.
Yeah, and this lines up with what we already sort of know, right? Anyone that's been aware of Lil Tay for a while, I mean, hell, I was 13 years old when Lil Tay sort of blew up, which is really weird to think about. I'm 19 now.
His name is Chris Hope. This is him. This is Chris Hope. All right.
Fuck Chris Hope.
Let's just get into it. Buckle up. Because I cannot even tell you the full story. I have to give you a summary of it. So let's just fucking go. First of all, this man, he was bringing, when I was living with him, these are all events that happened before I became famous. Because he had not been in my life for years before then. He was bringing random ass women around all the time and literally hooking up with them in front of me. I was a child. And one of those women was named Shima Ali, his assistant. This is her. These are not private this is her Facebook wallpaper. These are not private photos. Oh my God. I remember one time, it was the middle of the night, and I was awakened by them next to me in the bed. And I could literally, she had her hand on my leg, and I was frozen in place. I was so young at that time, I had no fucking idea what was going on, and I was just frozen in place. And then I moved, and then that's when she took her leg off my hand. They were literally in bed next to me. They did not care, and they were literally disregarding the fact that I was even there. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, like, right off the bat, her demeanor here is completely different. Like, she's not playing it up for the camera. She's just saying whatever is on her mind. Like, she just sounds like a normal 16-year-old child, basically. That's what she sounds like, right? I don't think she's playing a character. I don't think she's bullshitting here. I think she's genuinely telling her side of the story and giving her genuine experiences. I don't think that this is some sort of genius business move to garner sympathy or whatever. I think that based on what we know, right, that she is being 100% genuine here. How do I know this? Well, let's see here. This is not the first time that Lil Tay has broken character. Not even close. Lil Tay broke character for the first time. Oops, sorry. The first time Lil Tay broke character, I think, was around 5 years ago, when she was a 9-year-old. Or at least that was the first time it was shown on camera. So, I suppose I'll show you, right? Lil Tay breaks character and cries. This was from 5 years ago.
The haters out there, I know y'all are Rice Gum fans, but just stop reporting my videos. If you actually think Rice Gum is beefing with a 9-year-old, then you just might want to think about that for a second. Me and Rice Gum are friends. Just stop reporting my videos. I have a dream. I'm trying to make my mom proud. Like, y'all are here hating on me. You have a family.
She's trying to make her mom proud. Keep this in mind. This is important later.
Go enjoy that. Why are you wasting your time reporting my videos and taking them down? I'm trying to chase my dreams. I'm trying to spread positivity, and y'all are just here hating on me for no reason.
It doesn't feel like she's playing a character here, right? This seems genuine. I don't think that this is her acting. I think that this is her being genuine. I think that she genuinely does have some sort of dream when it comes to being famous on the internet. And I believe that the people around her took advantage of that and exploited her and twisted it and warped it into something vile and disgusting where she gets exploited.
She and Rice Gum are friends. Like, I want to make my mama proud. You guys are not doing anything with your life. You may not see it, but I'm trying to accomplish something. And you guys are preventing me from that. All y'all haters. Like, I'm trying to accomplish my dreams.
I mean, this just sounds like how any normal 9-year-old would respond to getting a shit ton of backlash, right? I think she reached a breaking point, right? Because she was a child.
If you don't like me,
I don't think she was instructed to make this. Maybe she was. I don't think so.
just block me. I didn't do anything to you.
The way, like, listen to the way her voice shakes at the end there. That's really important too, for knowing that this is genuine.
Like me, just block me. I didn't do anything to you.
That's not acting. That is absolutely 100% authentic. That is real. That is real emotion. So, there's another video, apparently 6 minutes long, of her... you know what? We'll watch this one later.
Or if you
There was one other instance in which I think the most famous example of her breaking character was here. I don't know, that was really quiet, but she said, "Mommy, stop, I was filming." For anyone that's not, you know, hold on. I want to see if we can get a better clip. Alright. Well,
say, like,
here we go.
You broke ass bitch. You still, you out here, out here like with your irrelevant ass. You making a video on me? Like, bitch, I'm way more relevant than you. You're trying to be relevant, and you're trying to be like me.
Mommy, stop! I was filming! Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be, like, more ignorant. You have to be like, ooh, Lil Tay out here. Wait, what did he say again?
You still irrelevant, like I said last time. What do I say? I'm a trend maker, and you a trend follower. You a Lil.
So yeah, this is nothing new. The switch in demeanor between how she acts when she's playing her character and how she acts, period, just in general, right? You can just tell based on the cadence of her voice, how confident does she sound, what is she saying, what is the context, etc., right? So I think that this is important to keep in mind. Just keep this in the back of your mind while we watch the rest of this, because this is important. So let's go back here and continue.
He was hooking up with random women all the time, and he found them off of Craigslist. This is his Craigslist email to a random woman who
That's really small. I can't see that. I cannot read that at all.
had an ad Okay, this is an email trying to hook up with people. This is my mom talking to somebody about it after she
Is there a higher quality version of this somewhere?
found out about it. It's fucking crazy, but out of all of the random ass women that came and went, mostly Asian women, because he has an Asian fetish, if you didn't know.
Fucking course he does.
Only one of them is prominent, and this is where Hanee Hope comes into the story. So, Hanee Hope, she is Christopher John Hope's wife, currently. And he met her online when she was living in the Philippines. And she is a career scammer. When she was living in the Philippines, she was scamming as a career, which I will get into later. Oh, this is her. That's her right there. That's her and Chris. These are the receipts. This is just one of her victims. This is online.
It's too small for me to read. It's too pixelated and small. I'm gonna see if I can find, like, a better version of this, because because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to read any of it. So,
27.
I'm hoping that... Alright. Here's... Okay, here's... Hold on. Maybe this? Yeah, it's still too small. Never mind. It's in a Boblax video as well, but... Yeah, no, I can't read it. It's too small. I have poor eyesight, so I'm not going to be able to look at any of this. So I apologize.
She was a career scammer. So she met Chris Hope online, like usual, because all he wants to do is hook up with women online. But they started having a bond. And he wanted to fly her to Canada, which is exactly what happened. And she left the father of her son to be with Chris because she thought that he would provide her with a luxurious good life and bring her to Canada and all that. And then things just went fucking downhill from there.
Now, this part is the most important, and I want you guys all to pay close attention to this.
After she entered my life. When I was living with them, like I said, they were still doing the most out-of-pocket sexual shit in front of me. She would get out of the shower and she wouldn't even put clothes on. And they were always playing these sexually inappropriate movies in front of me, openly in front of me. So that was the norms. Those were the norms in this household.
And it only gets worse from here, by the way.
It's fucking sick. And
This is the most damning stuff. Is the physical violence. Let's get into it.
She would always take out her anger onto me. If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me. Pinching me was a really big thing. Chris mainly shoved me. And this is one of the worst incidents that happened.
Like, there's no way in hell this is faked, right? There's no way. I mean, she's 16 now, so I don't think that she would have this elaborate master plan to frame her parents or whatever, right? And not only that, but she'd have to be some expert makeup artist, you know, as like a 9-year-old, to the point where she can convincingly recreate bruises that look exactly like what you would see, you know, from a child that's an abuse victim. Oh yeah, it's because she knew all those years ahead of time that she would want to use. Yeah, like, there's no way, right? It's obvious that it's real. There's no way it's not.
This is a police report. They were physically abusing me constantly. And like I said, if her son acted out of line, she would use me as a scapegoat and take it out on me. And in fact, physical abuse of me was so common in this household that her son caught onto it, and he was doing it to me too, and they would just egg him on.
That also doesn't surprise me. That's something that abusive parents have a tendency to do oftentimes is they might have, the siblings abuse each other, or one sibling abuse the other sibling that takes most of the abuse in the household.
They forced me to watch many horror movies when I was in their house. One of them was Bride of Chucky.
Now, obviously, this doesn't sound as bad, but you have to keep in mind that she was a literal child, like elementary school. Like, we're talking about a young elementary schooler here, right? That's how old she was. So just keep that in mind.
And when they put it on, I couldn't get out of the room, and I was literally sobbing. And I tried to put my face into a pillow when they were playing the horror movie in front of me. And Hanee Hope, she had me in a chokehold so I couldn't escape.
Yes. Now, the reason why this is fucked up, in case you didn't realize, is not because they're showing the horror movie. It's because they're forcing her to watch it and not letting her, make the decision to not watch it because it's scary and she doesn't want to watch it. That shit can be traumatizing for a little child, right? Whose brain is still just, developing. It's in the early stages of development, right? So, obviously, if a child is sobbing and trying to escape and clearly doesn't want to watch the movie, the last thing you should do is put them in a chokehold and force them to watch the horror movie. Like, that's fucked up.
I had to sit through the entire Bride of Chucky movie when I was young as fuck. And then afterwards, there's a closet in the room. So while I was still in the chokehold, she shoved me into the closet and locked me in there, and she said, "Go play with Chucky."
Yeah, and obviously the goal there was to fucking terrorize her. That was literally it. Unambiguously the goal, right? There's no other explanation for that.
I thought I was going to die. I was scared as fuck. This traumatized me. They are sick-ass people. This is not the only horror movie
I feel like that would traumatize most children at a young age
that I watched, but this is one of the most traumatizing memories that I have.
She never deserved any of that abuse? How aren't her parents in jail? I don't fucking know. They should be.
Is Bride of Chucky. They were feeding me the most disgusting ass food.
This is one of the worst ones, in my opinion. This is just... Maybe part of it is because I'm easily repulsed by shit, but...
Look at this.
I don't know what the fuck this food is supposed to be. But that's not what food that's still edible is meant to look like. If I can't tell what the food item is, and it looks disgusting, you probably shouldn't be eating it. It might make you sick. I'm just saying.
What is this shit? This is what they were packing me for lunch. My mom had discovered that they were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at
that is that is vile.
this. That's candy. That's expired candy. These are my mom's text messages to him, sending him these photos and why are you sending this to your child for school?
But don't worry, it gets worse.
These are the text messages. This is him saying
It's back.
he
I can't read
discovered
it.
that my mom was sending me lunches after she found out that I was being given rotten food at his place.
So what is his response to her getting sorry. I'm dumb. So yeah, what is his response to her getting food from her mom for free, which doesn't negatively affect him in any way, and if anything should make his life easier? How does he respond? Do you think he A, ignores it and doesn't give a shit? Or do you think B, well, let's just see what B is.
So she started dropping me off fresh lunches at school.
Which...
And then what does he say? He says if she continues doing that, he will continue to deduct child support.
And that right there even though it might not seem like it right away, that is a very important detail, because it does demonstrate what this person's motive actually is, right? Her dad isn't just neglectful. He's fucking sadistic. He wants her to suffer. That he wants to make her as miserable as possible. He clearly derives enjoyment from that. If it was just neglect, or, oh, I just don't give a shit, or, oh, I'm just not going to take care of you, he would not give a shit, right? But the fact that he doesn't want her to get fresh food in a way that doesn't negatively affect him, he doesn't have to put forth any effort, it doesn't cost him any money or time or energy, right? But the fact that he's preventing that from happening demonstrates what his motives really are and where his priorities lie. So, I think that detail right there is really fucking important.
And my mom was like, what are you talking about? Because how am I supposed to eat what he's giving me? Look at that fuck shit. What is that? She was giving me fresh homemade food, and he was getting angry at her for doing that because I wasn't eating it. But I wasn't eating.
It's because he's a sadistic fucking psychopath. Okay, maybe he's not a psychopath, but he's very sadistic. Clearly.
Eating it anyways because that's disgusting.
Probably sexual enjoyment. I mean, considering the fact that earlier in this, she was talking about how they were very sexually inappropriate, yes, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I've seen her get shit for this one, but I'll explain why she's justified for this.
They did not dress me properly. These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken.
Now, this might seem like a nitpick on her end, because I've seen some people say that it is. Oh, it's just shoes, who cares? Oh, you're just... You have to keep in mind that not only were they clearly able to afford shoes that aren't broken, but you have to keep in mind that Lil Tay herself, based on all the shit she was doing on the internet, was one of his main sources of income. And what does she get in return? Absolutely fuck all. He just takes the money and he uses it for himself and his gold digger girlfriend, while giving her fuck all. Partially because he doesn't want to give her anything, because he, for whatever reason, feels like he doesn't have to, and partially because, I'm guessing, he wants to make her feel as worthless as possible. Because if you are buying yourself all this nice shit and you won't even give somebody the basic necessities that they need, like food and proper clothing, the message that is being sent to you as the child is that you don't matter, that they don't give enough of a shit about you to give you even the most basic shit while they're getting themselves the most luxurious shit, right? It's not even a matter of whether or not it can be afforded. I think that a clear message is being sent there. Now, maybe I'm overanalyzing this, but I do have a pretty good understanding of how emotional abusers work.
This is another... These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look. Both of these soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me. Meanwhile...
And keep in mind, she was a young child providing them with money. As a fucking 9-year-old. But they can't even give her the most basic fucking necessities.
He was so preoccupied.
My least ruined should be like, yeah, and I've seen people shit on her for this, but I think that she's completely justified in being mad about this. Because it's like, oh, they're buying themselves really expensive shit. And with my money that I earned. But they won't even let me use my own money to buy myself anything. So, and giving me the most, like, shitty, worn down items to wear. It's fucking awful.
While I was wearing broken-ass shoes, he was so preoccupied with providing Hanee Hope, his wife, with these designer bags.
Even if this was before the whole, being famous thing, which maybe it was, and maybe I'm accidentally misrepresenting this a little bit, it's still fucked, right? It's like, okay, it's very obvious what kind of message her dad was trying to send.
This is not even everything. This is not accounting for shoes, clothing, makeup, luxury vacations.
Did the parents make a statement? Do you mean like in direct response to this? No.
He was literally fulfilling all of her fantasies while I was wearing those broken ass shoes. This is her collection of bags. Look, this is not even all of it. I've seen more. This is her TikTok. She's openly bragging about her fucking designer collection of bags. Meanwhile, what the fuck was I wearing at their house? This shows you what type of person Chris Hope is. You will provide this immoral, horrifying, gold-digging bitch with all of her fantasies, everything, and you can't even put proper shoes onto your own child.
Yeah, and not only that, but that combined with everything else, combined with the fact that that he was deliberately, sending rotting food that's inedible with her, for lunch at school. The fact that, he was clearly and unambiguously abusing her, both physically and emotionally, it's just like, this is just the cherry on top, right? So.
And that brings me to my next point. How much fucking money does he owe me? Good ass question. He owes me $250,000 in child support. He still owes it, by the way. He still hasn't paid it. He's legally obligated to pay it. He hasn't paid it. What does that tell you about him? That tells you everything. Who the fuck owes $250,000 in child support? That's insane. And meanwhile, look at what the fuck they're doing. They're going on vacation. They're going on a shopping spree.
Yeah, they're going on vacation and not paying the child support and not giving her the most basic fucking necessities like food and clothes that aren't literally falling apart. Like, that's fucking insane. Like, it would make... Okay, it would be one thing if it was like, yeah, my parents literally couldn't afford anything, so they had no choice but to give me, like, really worn-down clothes because we couldn't afford anything else. That would be one thing. But the fact that, they're doing it in this context matters. Combined with everything else, right? They only do it for a selfish reason. Yeah, exactly.
And they're neglecting.
Most people shouldn't be parents. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't know. I don't want the human population to decline too much, but I don't really care that much. All right, so far Lil Tay has a case, and now it's the parents' turn to respond and see what the courts do. Yeah, I would tend to agree.
All of my needs, and worse, they're not just neglecting me, they were abusing the fuck out of me every single day that I was in their home.
Like, there's no way this is fabricated. Like, the fact that she had a picture of her, after being physically abused, clearly, with all the bruises and shit, and it's like an old picture of her when she's clearly younger. The fact that she has a police report, and it was able to show that. The fact that, it doesn't seem like she's being inauthentic. The fact that it all lines up with everything else that is kind of already known and that she's already said. The fact that it lines up, perfectly. There's not really any contradictions here. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that she is not 100% telling the truth, right? I believe everything she is saying right now.
Obviously, things didn't just happen suddenly. Chris Hope has a history. Before I was even born, before I was at his residence with his wife, and they were abusing me, he was abusing my mom. He was a domestic abuser. I witnessed him shoving my mom into walls and punching her. And my brother, he was a kid at that time too. And when he tried to go help my mom, he screamed for help. He shoved him to the fucking floor, kneeled on his back. And he's like, get the fuck off of me. And my mom was screaming and crying. And I cannot forget those memories.
Yeah, that shit is traumatizing. God.
And remember that I am giving you a summary of what my life was like. I cannot possibly tell you every single incident that happened.
Yeah, nor is she obligated to, right? Like, she doesn't owe us that, right? She's doing this because she obviously wants to, right? But obviously that shouldn't be the expectation, right?
I am summarizing what my childhood was like. That's what I just went over. But it doesn't end there, because he's racist as fuck. Do you know one of the reasons that he said to the court that he should have custody of me after I became famous? He said it was because my mom was letting me associate with Black and Hispanic people in the entertainment industry. And he said that they were going to get me into drugs, or they were going to steal my money, or they're going to exploit me.
I mean, he probably worded it different, but yes, I could see that being the message being sent.
He hates Black and Hispanic people. That was one of his arguments of why I shouldn't be in the entertainment industry. But in reality, we all know that was a lie anyway, because he wanted me to be there so he could take my money. He just wanted control over my career. That's why he started this court case after years of not seeing me, and prior to not seeing me, after years of abusing me. As you fucking know, there was a lot of shit that happened when I was famous. And a lot of that involved media and the press
Kids are born into horrible situations and forced to suffer. It's very rare that parents actually are good to their kids. I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if my situation is horrible, though, right? Like, for me personally, you know, whatever. My entire childhood is miserable and has almost no redeeming qualities, right? But it's like, okay, is that their fault? I mean, nah. I'm just built different is why.
Slandering the fuck out of my family, me and my mom. Number one, my mom was not fired. It's actually insane how fast that spread. No one did any fact checking.
I have no idea if her mom was fired or not. I can't verify, or did, you know, I can't verify it one way or another. It's been too long.
My mom was not fired, she resigned. And afterwards...
The reason I say kids rarely have good outcomes is because a lot of them grow up poor, have been taught no values, and are abused and neglected. I mean, I guess. I don't disagree with that.
The realtor company,
I do think that probably happens more often than you would intuitively think. Most adults are too irresponsible to be parents. I absolutely agree with that.
The company that she was with, after they lied about it, they were still charging her desk fees after she resigned, thousands of dollars, and she sued them. My mom sued the realty company, and she won. She resigned.
Is there anywhere that I can find this lawsuit to like, verify this?
Oh my god, I've waited so long to clear that up. My mom did not get fired, she resigned. Number two. There have been a shit ton of random-ass people, frauds, who have claimed to be my manager. I have never had a manager. All those people are con artists. They're exploiting my name for clout and for industry credit.
I mean, that honestly does not surprise me, right? I mean, what happens when there is a famous 9-year-old who has the potential to make, you know, these greedy fucks a shit ton of money? Well, their first inclination is going to be to exploit the 9-year-old, right? Now, keep in mind, she's still only 16, right? So she's still a child, right? But she became famous when she was 9, right? She was 9 years old. That's fucking insane.
And okay, this is where it gets into the death hoax. So, as you all know, Chris Hope was the one that did the death hoax. He was trying to sabotage me. Meanwhile, he was working with this other con artist that was claiming to be my manager, and they had a crypto coin together. Their plan was to fake my death and then promote the crypto coin.
Yeah. Now, this is where she's gotten into the most controversy. People think that she's lying about this. I disagree. I don't think she's lying about this at all. The reason being because, why the fuck? Like, okay, just think about it. Realistically, what 16-year-old is gonna wake up in the morning and think, how do I become famous again? Oh, I know. I think what I'm gonna do today is, I'm gonna, fake my own death, and then pretend that I'm promoting a crypto coin, but I'm not actually, like, but I'm gonna make it look like I am when I'm actually not, and then, as a result of that, I'm gonna, come back a little bit after that, and then I'm gonna frame like, no 16-year-old thinks like that. Like, come on. Like, is it possible? Maybe, but I find it hard to believe. I think that the much more obvious explanation is the father was basically just trying to make money through whatever means are possible, being the greedy fuck he is, and as a result of this, Lil Tay decided, you know what, fuck this. You know, some people are speculating whether or not I'm dead, okay? So, here I am, alright? I'm right in front of you, I'm not fucking dead, okay? Right? So it would make sense that right after, she would come back, right? Because she would have a reason to, right? It makes sense. So, people have been making the argument of, oh, well, it's not a coincidence that she came back right after. Well, maybe not. But that doesn't mean that she fucking, you know, that she is lying here, right? It just means that, oh, maybe she decided that this was something worth talking about. And maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. In fact, that most likely was.
Which, by the way, the manager admitted to. He said he'd been working on the crypto coin for months. These people are frauds.
I would like to see where the manager admits to this. Because, yeah, that would be one of the most damning pieces of evidence that would support Lil Tay, and not the manager, right?
This proves how much the press did not give a fuck about facts. They cared about...
Now, obviously, I don't blame Lil Tay for not, you know, showing evidence of every single thing she says, okay? She's a 16-year-old child, and she's live streaming on Instagram, okay? She's obviously not going to have every single receipt on hand. Fuck, I'm 19, and sometimes I struggle to do that. And I stream debates where, you know, sometimes I cite sources, so, yeah.
About slandering my name.
It's harder than it looks.
They did not do any fact checking. As long as you claim to be my manager, they would just take your word for it. As long as anyone claimed that my mom got fired from her job just for controversy purposes, they would just report on it, even though it's not fucking true. I hope you realize how much bullshit has been surrounding my name from the moment I became famous till now. And I hope this cleared shit up for you. Biggest takeaway, my mom has always been supportive of me. She's been there for me my entire life. And we have both been abused by Christopher John Hope, my abusive absentee father.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not going to be able to comment on whether or not, you know, her mother is a good parent or not. No matter what kind of parent her mother is, as long as she's not as bad as Chris Hope, basically, you know, she's going to appear to be an angel in comparison, even if she's mediocre or not that good, right? Or maybe she is one of the most wonderful people on the planet, right? We have no way of knowing, right?
He is not the...
She's coping? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think she's, you know, saying it disingenuously. I just think that, okay, maybe there's a chance that what she's saying is true, and maybe there's a chance that, yeah, okay, maybe she's giving her mom too much credit. I don't know, right? Obviously, somebody can be an abuse victim while still being abusive or not a good parent, right? Her mom would just be the lesser of two evils, potentially, right? I don't know, right? I don't know exactly, you know, what went on in her day-to-day life. I don't know what her mom was and wasn't capable of preventing from happening, right? I have no idea. I wasn't there. I don't have enough information, right?
The fucking good guy here. He wanted control over my career and my money, and
but I do believe everything she's said about her dad.
Me and my family had to go through even more.
Brother seems to be also on it, given how he was involved behind the scenes. Yes and no. I will say that I would be willing to give her brother a little bit more charitability than her parents, mainly because her brother is, well, her brother, as in somebody that's still growing up, right? So, obviously, if the brother is either being coerced or manipulated into behaving a certain way, right? Which is easy to do if you're an abusive parent, right? You know, then, yeah, a lot of times what abusive parents will do is they'll have one sibling terrorize the other. They'll do that deliberately, or they'll have one sibling have complete control over the other in a way that's unhealthy, right? Abusive parents will do this, right? Not all of them, but some of them will, right?
4 years of abuse through the court system because of him. But in the end, we won. I am free now, and I thank God every day for it. I thank my mom for it.
W Lil Tay and W Mama Tay, if what Lil Tay is saying about her mom is true and not overly charitable due to bias. I can't comment, but massive W for Lil Tay if nothing else.
She spent all of her life savings in court. She spent all of her life savings to support me, and we won.
Fair enough. W Mama Tay. What kind of abuse are we talking? Yes. Yes. That is my response. All of it, basically.
Last thing is I want to really, to all the people that have supported me and have checked up on me, it means so much to me, and I am forever grateful. And I love you guys. Like, I'm so fucking grateful for all the support that I've gotten, because it's been a tough 5 years. But I'm free now, and I just dropped my music video. I'm ready to move on. We are done with this. I'm fucking back. I dropped my music video. Sucker for Green, link in bio. Posted.
Like, goddamn. I'm getting emotional here. Now, I will say, I heard the music video. It wasn't my cup of tea, but hey, it is what it is. It's not gonna be for everybody. Now, I could see this going one of two ways, right? Because what I think is ultimately going to happen is, she starts out by, playing her character most of the time, and then occasionally doing shit like this where she's just being direct and just real, live in front of the camera, right? I think either A, her character morphs over time, based on her own creativity, because obviously, the character of Lil Tay rather than the person was, it wasn't entirely created by her, right? It's more of a brand, though, at this point, right? But I think that she's either A, gonna morph that brand into a completely different character, right? Maybe even delve into absurdist comedy if we get real lucky. Gotta love absurdist comedy, it's one of my favorites. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased. Or she sort of just drops the act altogether, and just, is just like a vlogger or like a story time YouTuber / streamer / whatever. Either way, I don't think that she's going to maintain the same bit forever. I don't, even if she wanted to, I don't think that would be sustainable, because people would get bored of it. I mean, it's the same thing that we already saw years ago, except it's, less interesting now because, one, we all know it's a character, and two, it's not a 9-year-old. The fact that it was a 9-year-old saying these, all this shit, right, was why it was so intriguing, right? If it's a 16-year-old, it's 16-year-olds say swear words all the time. And they're obviously playing a character, so it's not that, you get what I mean, right? Gotta go, I'll check out later. My frazzled out brain chemistry permitting, gonna go watch Ahsoka with my mom. They've been doing Thrawn just, hell yeah. Well, have fun, Olivia Bean. Anyways. W Lil Tay. Now, what's interesting is, I think I was actually watching a video about Lil Tay, I want to say, less than half a year ago. It was definitely in 2023. And I don't remember why. I think I just wanted to know what happened to Lil Tay. And I specifically remember, replying to, leaving a few replies to YouTube comments or whatever. Is saying that what I think would be really interesting is if Lil Tay, came back as an adult and then detailed all of the behind-the-scenes shit and said, you know, it told everybody what her experience was actually like behind the scenes, the person behind the character of Lil Tay, and then sort of going on and doing her own thing and having complete creative freedom. I mean, maybe this is a little bit sooner than I would have liked it to happen. I would rather her be an adult so that I know, okay, she has creative freedom now, most likely, right? It's not people controlling her or directing her, right? The fact that she's doing this as, like, a kid feels kind of iffy given what we already know, but I wish her nothing but the best, right? But yeah. Anyways. You caught up the... Wait, the Brianna Wu shit? I don't know anything about the Brianna Wu shit, if I'm gonna be totally honest. Now, the reason I'm even doing this stream in the first place is because I saw a video in my recommended. Now, what video was in my recommended, you may be asking? Well, it was from a... yeah, sorry, hold on. It was from a Lerix Live, okay? Lerix Live uploaded a video called The Lil Tay Situation is Insane. And he said a few things that made me raise my eyebrows a little bit, let's just say. I don't know where in the video he does, so we might watch.
It's been 5 years and y'all still broke. The GOAT is back. 5 years and I'm still the youngest one out. 5 years and y'all bitches are... He was a domestic abuser. I witnessed him shoving my mom into walls.
Lil Tay is apparently back from the grave with a new music
Wait, why does he actually have lighting now, though? That's what I want to know.
video. She's now 16 years old or somewhat, and for some reason she's dressed like a complete whore in this whole music video. I felt like I'm gonna be on a list for just watching this. There's so many uncomfortable shots. I don't understand. Apparently her mom has always been good to her, and it's...
Yeah, no, Lolicon Lerix definitely doesn't enjoy watching that shit. Yeah, no, not at all. He definitely doesn't enjoy watching 16-year-old girls that are scantily clad. You know, Lolicon Lerix would never want to watch that. He watched the entire thing because he disliked it. He's gonna be on the list for saying that shit true. Well, I mean, I'm mainly just fucking around. Like, I'm not actually accusing him of anything. I'm just fucking around.
It's been her stepdad, as I'm going to go over, who's been abusive. But what mom would allow her 16-year-old son to get on fucking a music video and dress...
Wait, 16-year-old son? Wait, Lil Tay trans man confirmed?
like this. But as you may know, the past few months for Lil Tay has been pretty chaotic, where of course she was a big 9-year-old random YouTuber back in the day in 2016-2017 age when RiceGum first did a video on her, exposing her basically to the limelight and to the bigger audience of social media, and she's just like famous for being a retard, like a bad baby, saying things like, "You're broke, I'm flexing on you with all my money," except like she was an actual fucking child. So it was goofy because she was 9 years old and she's saying how rich she is and how you're broke. Exhilarating stuff.
Bitch, I'm richer than all y'all broke ass niggas. 30 on my wrist. I'm 9. I was born in Atlanta and I was broke as hell. Look at me now. I'm all better than you.
Massive W for saying the gamer word, by the way.
Broke ass niggas.
But the thing is that even when she was a 9-year-old back then, she's always had very big problems with management and controversy surrounding her name, where first it was...
Yeah, because she wasn't making any of the decisions, right?
Her brother was apparently forcing her to act a little bit more obnoxious than what she actually wanted to do, and she...
A little bit, or was he just telling her what to do specifically word for word? I think it was the latter, okay? Let's be real, alright? We all saw the behind-the-scenes thing.
He was being semi-forced into acting...
No, just forced. Not semi-forced. Forced.
Like an obnoxious retard online by her brother because he was the real manipulator behind the scenes. That was the first...
Well, I think that, you know, at least one of the parents, if not both, were the manipulators behind the scenes.
Controversy all the way back then that people were alluding at. So that was the working theory. But...
like, obviously what the older brother did was wrong, kind of fucked up, but the reason I don't think that the older brother is irredeemable by any means is due to the fact that, obviously, he was also a fucking child, right? So obviously he's gonna be influenced by whatever the fuck his parents tell him, right?
Now it seems to be a lot worse, with her dad apparently being an abuser of some sorts, as she's alleging, where a couple months ago, she apparently died, and she released on her social media platforms a goodbye statement. But this was all fake, and apparently it was done by her stepfather because he wanted some kind of control over her, and this was his way of retaliating, because apparently he's a gold digger who just wanted control over her career and getting all the money he can possibly out of his daughter. It seems ridiculously a little bit too stereotypical for me to 100%.
What are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that Lil Tay, who is 16 years old right now, a literal fucking child, are you suggesting that oh, there's actually, well, you see, there's actually this grand conspiracy made by this 16-year-old to create what seems to be a fake cryptocurrency after faking her death so that she can come back to the internet and then unfake her death, and then say that it was actually her dad this whole time that faked her death. And what 16-year-old is coming up with that? Please tell me right now, what fucking 16-year-old is coming up with that? I want to know. Like, that's insane.
Believe any of these stories. But that was a few months ago. But just yesterday, she released a Instagram live where she accused her father of a whole bunch of abusive behavior. But it was so weird because she would throw in little bits of completely unnecessary details, like him having
unnecessary details.
Apparently an Asian fetish for Asian women.
Oh, come on. It's a good diss.
Of all of the random ass women that came and went, mostly Asian women, because he has an Asian fetish.
Obviously, that's a snarky comment. Obviously the goal there is mainly to shit on him, right? But justifiably so, right? She has every right to. I mean, he was her fucking abuser.
Didn't know.
Or that the fact that she would say, like, she was traumatized as a kid because she was forced to watch scary horror movies like Chucky.
They forced.
Yes, if you are forced to watch a scary movie as a literal fucking child, you know, like towards the beginning of elementary school, for instance, or maybe even earlier, right? She didn't specify the age she was, but still, right? Then yes, that can be traumatizing. If you are on the verge of tears and you are trying to exit the room and you clearly do not want to watch any more of it, the last thing you should do as a parent is put your child, your small child whose brain is still developing, in a chokehold and force them to watch the movie. Like, what the fuck? And then going on, proceeding to shove them into the closet, and then lock them in there, and then terrorize them even more after the fact, right? Like, that's insane. Oh, that's not abuse. That's irrelevant. That's just random goofy shit. Like, no, that is abuse, right? Like, that. Okay.
Asked me to watch many horror movies when I was in their house. One of them was Bride of Chucky, and when they put it on, I couldn't get out of the room, and I was literally sobbing. And I tried to put my face into a pillow when they were playing the horror movie in front of me.
Yeah, she obviously didn't want to watch it. She made that clear. It wasn't like the parents were unaware. Like, it's one thing to show a kid a horror movie, right? But if they're begging you to stop, if they just are trying to leave the room, they don't want to watch it, and you're forcing them to watch it, that's completely different, right? That is completely different, right? Letting them watch it, and then it's like, oh, now they're scared, and they don't want to watch it anymore. Okay, fine, we'll turn off the TV, or okay, you can go in another room, whatever, right? That's not bad parenting. But in this context, it is. The goal was obviously to traumatize her.
And Hanee Hope, she had me in a chokehold so I couldn't escape. And I had to sit through the entire Bride of Chucky movie when I was young as fuck.
Like, she would throw in these completely irrelevant.
Wait, you're not gonna play the clip right afterwards, where she says that she was shoved into the closet, and then they were talking about how, you know, what was it? The scary person from the movie was gonna basically kill her, right? While she was locked in the closet, to fucking terrorize her, right? And she genuinely thought she was gonna die because she was, well, probably like a fucking toddler, maybe. Maybe it has something to do with that. Obviously, you're more likely to believe something like that is real when you are a fucking small child who doesn't know any better, right? Like what the fuck is this? Like, she was a little kid. I don't, but no, let's just be dishonest here and just cut that part out entirely.
things that no one really gives a fuck about realistically, and probably anyone who's like grown up has gone through similar experiences where
Yeah, we all go through the experience of your parents are forcing you as a 4-year-old to watch a scary horror movie, even though you are begging them to stop, and you are trying to exit the room, but they have you in a chokehold, and then they shove you into a closet, and then basically tell you that, oh yeah, the scary person from the scary movie is basically gonna eat you alive. Yeah, no, oh, that happens to all of us. That's just normal shit. Did something happen to Lerix in his childhood? That's what I want to know. The fact that he's downplaying it makes me wonder, okay, maybe he's an abuse victim or some shit. He's either like an abuser or an abuse victim, or he's just dumb. Or he's all of the above, okay?
Of course, you don't have a perfect childhood, and your parents do some bad things to you, but it's not like you have to expose them or as if it's abusive.
What? Yeah, no, traumatizing your child because for your own sadistic pleasure isn't abusive. That's just normal parenting. Yeah, we all do that as parents.
So she'd throw in these irrelevant things in there, but then drop bombshells and nukes like her dad.
They were not irrelevant, and in the context of the rest of the story, they were very relevant. Like, these are all things that obviously affected her.
And punching her.
Now, obviously, some things are going to be, more relevant than others, right? The dad punching her part. Yeah, obviously, that's going to be the most hard-hitting, especially because she has the most evidence for it, right? But that doesn't negate the rest of her experience. Like, the rest of her experience was still shitty.
In the face, leaving like very severe marks, and a whole police report that was filed because of this incident. So it was fucking random. It would be anything you would expect from like a 16-year-old, you know what I mean? Just watching her, I get flashbacks from high school.
If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me, pinching me.
Yeah, that is both emotional and physical abuse, right? Blaming somebody for something that they didn't do is, well, a form of emotional abuse, gaslighting, etc., and manipulation. And then obviously the pinching and hitting and shit like that is physical abuse, all right? I don't know how anyone could disagree with the objective reality, which is that is clearly abuse.
Me was a really big thing. Chris made me shove me. And this is one of the worst incidents that happened.
Yes.
This is a police report. They were physically abusing me constantly.
But yeah, one of my favorite examples of this was that she said her dad didn't buy her expensive enough shoes for
Shut the no, the problem wasn't that, oh no, you didn't get me $2,000 Yeezys. No. It was that they gave her fucking broken shoes that were falling apart, right? That they were literally falling apart, while at the same time going on expensive vacations without her and neglecting her and buying all of this really expensive shit for themselves. And I'm not sure. I think that this was before she became famous. I think. So this was before she was 9. I would assume, right? It's not like she's not a hard worker, right? I mean, she obviously worked hard enough to become famous. Like, obviously, she did, well, a lot of the work that went into becoming famous. Now, obviously, she was being coerced into it, right? But that doesn't negate, what she accomplished.
School.
Fuck this piece of shit. I'll be laughing if he ever comes out crying about his childhood abuse. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and I'm a bad person at this. You know what? Fair enough. I don't blame you for that. I don't know. I wouldn't wish that upon most people. But, yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, look, if he... I don't know. I guess it would depend on how he would address situations like this or talk about them afterwards, right? Because if let's say... let's say he's experienced some really bad abuse, right? But he downplays his own past experiences in his own mind, then he's also going to inadvertently downplay other people's experiences without even realizing it if they have the same shitty experiences, right? But at the end of the day, the real reason would be him just simply downplaying his own experiences as a coping mechanism, right? And that in of itself, I can't fault him for. What I can fault him for is downplaying it for other people, right? Openly doing that.
and this is somehow abusive. And she said this right after dropping the nuke that he abused her and punched her in the face and had a whole police report.
They did not dress me properly. These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken. These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look, both of these soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me.
Yeah, but and keep in mind that it wasn't like they were dirt poor, okay? If they were dirt poor and that was the context, then yeah, obviously that would be a dumb thing to complain about. But no, this dude was filthy rich. He was buying himself and his gold-digging wife all sorts of expensive ass shit that they don't need, while not even giving her the most basic necessities like clothing that doesn't fall apart right away, like that's not already falling apart, and food that isn't moldy. Does he even show that, or does he not?
Meanwhile, he was literally fulfilling all of her fantasies while I was wearing those broken ass shoes.
Why the fuck are these even in the same video?
What do you mean? Like, not everything has to be on the same level as, oh my god, he literally fucking beat me up. To include, like, it doesn't have to be that extreme to include it in the same video, right? There could be multiple bad things that are different calibers of bad. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's still
You're
bad.
talking about how he didn't spend enough money on you for...
No, it's that he didn't spend anything, and that he was neglectful, and that he spent all of it on himself because he's a selfish, greedy piece of shit.
You're fucking
That was the point. You are completely missing the point. Right? Again, if her father simply couldn't afford it, then yes, this would be a good argument from Lerix. But he could, and he was spending all this money on himself, but he wasn't even willing to give her the most basic necessities, like clothing that isn't falling apart, and food that is edible, right? Like, that wasn't being provided, right? Most likely to try and make her feel even more worthless, right? Because when you're a child and it's like, oh, yeah, well, okay, they're giving themselves all this shit and then they're giving me fuck all, right? And they're just being like, yeah, here's your broken shoes for Christmas. It's like, okay, well, obviously, you know, I don't know, I would understand, you know, feeling like you're like, again, making somebody feel worthless, you know, that's just one way, right? To do that, right? That's one of many ways. In of itself, right? I don't think it would be enough to make a video on, right? Oh, okay, they were cheapskates, right? Let's say that they were cheapskates, but only to them, like the kids, but not themselves. Okay, that's shitty, right? But, like, you know, if you're gonna be a cheapskate, you better go all out, right? Don't just do it for the kids. You gotta do it for yourself. You gotta be a participant, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling.
Shoes.
Sorry.
Right after talking about your abuse story that you can actually get some real world consequences for.
Ah, yes, because the only abuse that exists is physical. You know, emotional abuse, what even is that? That doesn't exist. That's not real, according to Lerix, basically.
I mean, it's bizarre. And I don't know how, if this is really true.
Because it's in the context of everything else as well.
He continued to see her after this and was able to legally see the kid. I don't know the logistics of that, but if I'm being 100% fully honest, I don't know if any of this is real, because...
You don't know if any of it is real. You don't think that the picture that was clearly taken ages ago, where she's clearly way younger, is real? Oh, yeah, no, it's actually fake. You see, it was actually a part of her genius, evil plan to frame her father. You see, when she was you know, below the age of 10, she came up with the big-brained genius idea. You know, she knew she was gonna get famous, so what she did is she became an expert in makeup so that she could fake bruises and then take a picture of herself with the fake bruises, because she knew that many years later down the line that she was going to incriminate. Like, this is fucking insane, right? Or maybe she was just abused by her father, and there's a picture of it. Which explanation do you think is more reasonable, Lerix? Really? Which one do you think doesn't sound, I don't know, fucking batshit insane? Come on.
Lil Tay has had controversy surround her name for time now, but also she's had lies surrounding her name as well. We don't know.
What do you mean lies surrounding her name? Her own lies from when she was out of character? Or things that are, you know, lies or untrue when she was in character because she was saying things that other people told her to say, which doesn't make her a liar, right? She was a child, right? It's not her fault, right? She is the victim not the perpetrator.
What the fuck is real? There's been so many boy cried wolf situations with Lil Tay.
She's not the one that is the boy who cried wolf. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She is unambiguously the victim in this. This is not a boy who cried wolf situation, right? I mean, it's been proven time and time again that yes, the circumstances she grew up in are fucking awful. Like, not just in the Instagram video, but even before then, it's like, okay, she was obviously, you know, being coerced or you know, manipulated into, well, acting a certain way on the internet, right? That was not her decision. That was people deciding for her. She was a literal fucking child. And not just a child, but a fucking 9-year-old. Oh, yeah, no, it's because the 9-year-old was actually this master manipulator. Like, what are you talking about? Even now, she's only 16. You really think that a 16-year-old child is this big master manipulator that has tricked us all? Fuck no. That's insane.
With either her or her brother throughout the years, throwing out random false information just to gain relevance and clout, showing a pattern.
Yeah, her or her brother. No, it would be her brother. Right? If she's simply doing what other people are telling her to do, you know, while in character, then yes, maybe in that instance, you could say, oh, well, Lil Tay was okay, but Lil Tay the character, maybe, but Lil Tay the person was never a dishonest person. She was simply doing what people older than her that have influence over her and power over her were telling her to do. That's not her fault. She is a kid. Like, what the fuck? Like kids can't make all those decisions on their own either, right? Like what?
Pattern of this behavior to say random things just to stir up controversy. And even recently, I'm not gonna lie, the timing.
Also, why is it the case that at the start of the video, you talked about how uncomfortable, you know, the footage from the music video made you, and then you decided that you're gonna use that as the stock footage for your video to play in front of as many people as possible. Okay.
Is way too convenient for me to 100% believe this. Her fake death story came just a few months prior to her release.
Well, maybe that was a motivation for her to come back, right? Maybe that just so happened to be the I don't know, the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It made her want to come back and talk about this shit and just release everything, right? Because at the end of the day, I just don't understand why, again, what 16-year-old comes up with this insane fucking plan for, yeah, let me pretend like I'm making a crypto scam, but it's actually not a crypto scam, but it looks like a crypto scam called Lil Tay coin after I fake my own death, and then I come back and then accuse my dad of faking my death after hacking my, like, this is nonsense.
Releasing her hit new single, apparently, and debuting her music career. Like, what the fuck are the odds there? It's not like this was a 3-year timeline. It's not like this was a 3-year gap between these things.
Well, the odds of something happening that makes her want to, I don't know, come out and release everything, you know, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. And maybe, because she was like, okay, well, I'm releasing everything anyway. Maybe she does, because it seemed like in the clip we watched earlier, right, where she was crying, she clearly has a passion for whatever performance art she might be doing, right, acting, or, you know, being in, you know, in the spotlight, whatever it may be that she likes about being famous. She clearly has a passion for it. It's clearly a dream of hers, right? It's not like she doesn't want to be in the spotlight, right? But it's the fact that people, again, exploited her. They took that fact and used her and twisted it into something vile and, you know, exploitative. Like, they were exploiting her because of it, right? But she does genuinely have a passion for this, from what I can tell, right? She genuinely wants to do this as a career. It's just that people fucking used her and mistreated her. And it's really sad, honestly.
She was gone for years. Suddenly, she died and had a fake death. And then, at this convenient same time,
I don't think that she was trying to convince anybody that she was dead. Alright? No. I find that hard to believe.
She comes back and tries to relaunch her career.
I guess maybe you could make the argument that maybe she I mean, obviously, you know, she didn't make this music video all on her own, right? She had some people, working with or for her, right? She didn't single-handedly construct everything in the music video all by herself, right? Obviously, there are other people that were working with her, if nothing else, right? Now, maybe you could make the argument that, okay, maybe she's working for or with somebody that is, that was doing that and that was their strategy. But I feel like if it's an adult, like they would know that, okay, but if you are doing something that would be most likely provably fake in a court case, that would obviously, be spreading false information. Obviously, her dad is a piece of shit, right? A fucking awful person, right? But obviously, he would still be able to sue for defamation if, they're saying something that's verifiably false. It's like, okay, well, clearly, I didn't, hack into the account, let's, whatever, do some, whatever the fuck you do to prove, because I know there are ways of proving, okay, was this, something you did on this device, or from this location, etc., right? There are ways of proving that.
It seems like a whole bunch of bullshit, and I'm not gonna lie, even this whole Instagram Live situation, she seems completely all over the place, and to be honest,
completely all over the place, she's a 16-year-old child, and she's talking about her fucking childhood trauma involving her sadistic father who abused, neglected, and left her, only to try and come back and use and control her again. So yes, it makes sense that she would be all over the place and an emotional mess. It would actually make less sense if she wasn't a fucking emotional mess while recording that. I would be less inclined to believe it's real if she wasn't, all over the place, like any fucking 16-year-old child would be, while describing their childhood trauma like this, in front of a live audience, might I add. Like, come on.
Honest, if it wasn't for the one screenshot she showed of the proof of a police report being filed and her actual markings as a kid when she was apparently beaten,
I mean, yeah, obviously that strengthens her case, but again, I don't think she's lying about anything else.
Be calling bullshit 100% on this, but I'm like, if I had to make a bet, I would say it's 70% bullshit.
But you literally saw the fucking police report and the, like, do you seriously think, oh yeah, no, the abuse thing, that was like a one isolated incident? Come on. Well, oh yeah, no, it's just a one isolated incident, and before and after, there was never any issues with it, and, they were all living all hunky-dory, and maybe they made a few mistakes. No, that's insane. Okay, if somebody leaves those kind of bruises on a child, as the parent, they are an abuser, okay? Not just, it's not just a one-time thing, okay? It's gonna happen multiple times, and they're gonna do other shit that's abusive, both physically and emotionally, okay?
It's too convenient. Everything is too perfectly timed.
But it doesn't end there, because he's...
Yeah, okay. Like, as if the alternative explanations for how it could not be the case make more sense. Yeah, okay.
racist as fuck.
But to be 100% fair, there are a few things that make it a lot believable, like her completely doxing, like, she doxes her fucking dad, her dad's new...
Based. Honestly, based. I mean, hell, if I was in her position, I would do the exact same thing. I would be sure to, if I'm describing something like that, first thing to show would be their face.
Wife, all of this, like, very secured information that should not be released to the public, especially...
No, it should be released. I think it's based. I'm glad she did it. It's based.
To like 80,000 live viewers. She just fully on releases very explicit and detailed information about these people, which, don't get me wrong, is definitely on par for a 16-year-old, but I'm not sure if she herself would really come up with this Machiavellian plan to...
Okay, so I agree she would not come up with the Machiavellian plan to, I don't know, do the whole cryptocurrency thing. So that's why I think she's being honest, right? I don't think that any of this was, planned out, like, far ahead of time. It's just, okay, maybe this is just something she's wanted to do for a bit, and maybe she, like, had, like, a vision in her head, like a rough idea, maybe, but that would be, like, the most, right, is, like, some rough idea of what she wants to do, right, not an actual well-thought-out, intricate plan, right? Now, obviously, it's like, okay, yeah, she obviously, had some level of preparation, right? She had, the pictures of the people that she wanted to, expose. She had receipts. She had a picture of, the bruises on her when she was a child. She has, pictures of text messages. She has pictures of the police report, etc., right? So obviously she was prepared to an extent, right? But, maybe her mom even helped her, right? But at the end of the day, I'm inclined to believe what she's saying here, right?
To fake all of this information.
Why did you dox this through me? What? So wait, you mean to tell me that when he made an empty threat against me, and I made an empty threat back, that's doxing? If somebody threatens to do something insane and you threaten to do something insane back if they do the insane thing first, that's not doxing. That's just one empty threat against another. Like, you're an actual moron. Also, wait, Sarge owned you last night? Is that the guy that said the N-word? Oh, wow, he was so funny. What an insane comedian. So, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, you're just lying.
About provable things. Like, you can look up her dad's name. Like, why would she make up all of this provable information that you...
Yeah, exactly. But this same line of logic also applies to, I don't know, the crypto thing, maybe, potentially, right? You'd use the same logic, right?
You can find on your own accord. So yeah, I really can't say 100% either way, or it's a dicey situation for sure.
His name is...
I mean, obviously you're not going to know 100%, right? But you have a good idea, I would assume, right? Or at least I do.
Chris Hope. This is him. This is Chris Hope. And one of those women was named Shima Ali, his assistant. This is her. These are not private This is her Facebook wallpaper. These are not private photos.
I was saying just a little bit earlier that I think it's probably just all bullshit because the timing is too convenient to her launching her new career. But gun to my head, if I had to make the most accurate prediction I would think to all of this, is that she probably did experience some pretty poor behavior or some poor actions from her father.
No, really? Astute observation. Wow, you mean to tell me that a child who was clearly abused both physically and mentally might have been treated poorly? No fucking way. Yeah, no, but I would only say that if there was a gun to my head. Otherwise, it's a nothing burger. What is this? Yeah, I know I said this before, but here's, a different conclusion, actually, so I'm gonna completely change my proposition to the different conclusion, even though I'm not even doing this in a live format. Oh, okay. Alright.
Potentially even abusive if what she's saying all completely...
Potentially abusive or just abusive? What do you mean potentially? What is the potential for it not to be? Yeah, if somebody is bruised as badly as what we saw, all right, let's where was it? Where did she show the unless you want to argue, unless you want to argue that this photo is faked or some shit. It's not just potential. It's she literally was. Holy shit. Could you be any more dishonest? What is his... I don't understand what the fucking point of downplaying it is. It's people will over-exaggerate whatever, dumb shit that I've said and misconstrue it, but when somebody brings up something like this, that's, I don't know, child abuse, it's well, there might or might not have been child... Maybe they were treated a little bit poorly. It's no biggie. There were a few bad things, maybe, but yeah, we all experienced. It's oh, okay, so when there's actually a big deal... something that's a big deal that actually negatively affects people to a very large extent, something like, I don't know, child abuse. Yeah, no, that's no big deal, but me saying something that's a little bit too mean or edgy, that's where these commentary YouTubers draw the line, everybody. Holy shit. It's actually so brain dead. Genuinely.
Completely adds up. And being a 16-year-old kid, she really just doesn't know how to word things correctly or state her case in the best way possible.
Well, yeah, no shit. If you are a 16-year-old child trying to detail your traumatic life experience in front of a live stream on Instagram, yeah, you might not be the most articulate human being on the planet, and my camera's lagging. Holy shit.
For this Instagram live, resulting in her being all over the place and bringing up completely irrelevant things that really...
No, it's not irrelevant. What? There can be things that are different levels of bad. Why not share all of them? I don't get it.
Basically, don't hold any water when we're talking about abuse.
They were feeding me.
Yeah, because again, this only works under the presupposition that emotional abuse and neglect isn't real.
The most disgusting ass food. What is this shit?
Yeah, what is it?
This is what they were packing me for lunch.
And you know,
yeah, that's inedible.
fuck it, maybe I'm being a sucker here, but maybe it even was
possible
that her dad faked the whole.
You don't have anything to say about the sending your kid to school with inedible, rotting food that would make her sick if she ate it. You don't have anything to say. Oh yeah, no, feeding your kids, yeah, that's not that. Or yeah, refusing to feed your kids, that's no big deal. I mean, she could have just eaten the rotten food. And of course, he doesn't include the part where she describes how even when her mom, interestingly, the important detail that I explain why it's important, the detail of when her mom decided, okay, this is fucked up, I'm gonna make her fresh lunches. What does her father decide to do in response? He decides to go as far as to threaten to cut off child support if she continues sending her fresh lunches. And the reason this is extremely important, and most likely the reason Lerix won't include it, because it's obviously important, is he's not just being neglectful, and he doesn't just not know what he's doing. He wants her to suffer. It comes from a place of sadism, not neglect or ignorance. That is where it comes from, and that perfectly demonstrates it. That, on top of the physical abuse, I don't know how anyone could argue, oh, maybe her life was, kind of sort of bad sometimes, maybe, and maybe there was, a tiny bit of abuse. What the fuck is this? Just downplaying and minimizing the experiences of an abuse victim, right? And I hate talking like this, because it sounds virtue signally and preachy or whatever the fuck, and normally I won't, but that is literally what he is doing right now. He is literally just saying, oh yeah, you know when your parents abused you, that was, only, a little bit bad. That was no big deal, I don't know, maybe they did, one bad thing one time or twice. I don't know, it's not a big deal. Seriously, what the fuck? Genuinely. Holy shit. Lerix Riz true. My god. She should have made a video instead of a live stream? Maybe. I don't know. I actually prefer the live stream, because it feels more authentic.
Death situation.
Or maybe she should do both. I think she should do both.
And she had no part in it. I know it sounds so crazy, and I'm gonna feel like a dumbass if I'm wrong, because I guess this
well, then you should feel like a dumbass.
This is my, working prediction at this point. But I would just
Your working prediction.
find it even dumber to think that she would release and dox all this very private information that people can look up and prove.
What?
Think that all of that would be provably fake would be such a retarded decision.
Wait, yeah, no shit. It would be insane for that to be provably fake, right? Because it's real. It's not fake, right? Either way, I just oh yeah, I'm sure that okay, yeah, no. It's okay, so you acknowledge that it would be insane to fake it, but then you're like, oh, but it's actually probably fake, but also it would be insane to fake it, so it's probably real. But it's probably not real, because, it's because it's probably fake, because there's fake stuff from before that she was forced to say or do. Oh, okay. Wow, what a shit video. That was one of the worst things I've ever fucking watched. Holy shit, that was horrid. That was actually horrible. What the fuck? Only 4 dislikes, and I'm one of them. God damn. From 1 day ago. Are there any comments that call him out? Nope, there's someone agreeing with him. Someone agreeing. Okay, what? Oh, yeah, no, the most important detail is obviously the attire she wore in the music video. That's more important than the abuse. Yeah, that's where Lolly Lerix draws the line, everybody. It's not the, the blatant child neglect and sadistic abuse, right? And the refusal to feed your own child and sending them with moldy, inedible, rotting food to, you know, as their school lunch, and not giving them clothes unless they're literally falling apart. Yeah, no, that all of that shit's okay. But wearing short shorts and what else was it? Like a short shorts and like a whatever, kind of a more provocative outfit maybe than what she should be wearing. Yeah, that's where Lerix draws the line. But also, he's gonna show the entire music video as background footage in his video, even though he has such a big problem with it. It's like, make up your fucking minds, dude. Like, what is this? This is so brain dead. It's insane. I don't know if how much more we're gonna talk about. It's like, yeah, no one is, aside from this comment saying the FBI is looking over your video and you are okay for now, that's like the one good comment. It's like, Bride of Chucky, seriously? Yes, seriously, if you are a literal toddler, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot fucking scarier, okay? Yeah, obviously, you know, if you are an adult in that situation, unless you have, like, some sort of, like, severe mental disability, right? Then yeah, obviously it's not gonna scare you that in the same way, right? But if you are a child and your brain is just started developing, then yeah, it's gonna hit a little bit different. Like, come on. Seriously. Alright, Mr. Fields, you have added 0 things of value. You're extremely unfunny. You're obviously not here to say anything that you actually believe. You're annoying as shit. Yeah, I don't know, hide user on channel. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna start doing that. I literally do not care. El Bozo. Cry about it. Apparently Dumpy made a 5-minute video, so I guess we'll watch that next. Since it's only like, it's almost 6 minutes actually. But let's watch it next.
5 years and y'all still broke. What the f*** y'all coming at me for? Y'all hating ass b****s were hate on me when I was.
Let's see what he has to say.
Video. So we're back with another video, and today it's gonna be big. It's been super big recently, and I keep saying,
Want to know what else is big? I'm sorry.
that B word, because I'm talking about the amount of people who have outed themselves to be potential predators based on Lil Tay's illustrious.
Motherfucker really paying way too much attention to a substitute. Yeah, it's like, why is that the first thing you're looking at? That's kind of sus, Lerix. Why is that your hyper fixation? Because it didn't even cross my mind. I wasn't thinking about it. I just thought, oh, this music is kind of bad. I don't like it. And then I clicked off. I wasn't thinking about the outfit. So, I don't know. It seems kind of weird, man.
Return. That.
Femyoz mod me, I'm a trustworthy orbiter. Alright, yeah, fair enough. I probably, yeah. I should probably have a mod or 2 in chat. Dumpy is a memer. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I know. He probably is. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. There we go. Wonderful. Alright, let's continue.
That is correct. Lil Tay came back from the dead. On Twitter recently, they dropped like a music video. I'm not gonna show that because it shouldn't even exist, okay? It's straight up heresy. And yeah, I'm not gonna play that music video. I'm not gonna show any footage of that, but I will be.
I'm sorry, is it just me, like, am I insane for having this position, or is this, like, the biggest non-issue? Especially compared to, I don't know, her dad abusing her physically and mentally for multiple years, as well, including sexual abuse. Funny how Lerix doesn't mention the sexual abuse that Lil Tay described. You know, oh, the sexual abuse, that's no biggie. Maybe it's a little bad, but not really. But oh yeah, no, like her dressing like that, that's where I draw the line. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, don't morally grandstand, but then ignore all of the things that actually negatively affect her, like, and have caused her all of, like, so much fucking stress and trauma that it's like, okay, yeah, now she's just coming out with it. And it's like, holy fuck, that shit obviously fucked her up, right?
showing some footage of some other clips and stuff of Lil Tay.
But yeah, no, let's hyperfixate on, like, the one thing that hasn't mentally fucked her up. The one thing that's, like, vaguely bad, but also a non-issue.
Spouting off on the mouth about how she is the one, and how we are all broke, we are all going homeless, we are all going into poverty, and to be honest, all that's very
Yeah, that was when she was playing character, and then she broke character.
true about myself. But honest to God thoughts about this Lil Tay situation, fuck, well, I mean, I guess I'm breaking my own code of conduct, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get some views, man, but, you know, she's
No, really.
obviously doing this entire thing for what? Attention. It's why anyone does anything on the internet. It's why
Wow, okay. Alright, I hope he's joking. If he's being genuine right now, if this... And he doesn't even sound like he's joking. What a piece of shit. Yeah, no. Telling people about something very personal about yourself, about how your dad literally abused you, which is literally verified with fucking evidence that was in the stream. Yeah, no, that's all just for attention. Yeah, no, if you show the world evidence of you having, like, all of these, like, fucking bruises on your face as, like, and it's, like, a picture of you when you were, like, 8 or 9, yeah, no, that's just you looking for attention. Like, shut up and keep it to yourself you might as well just say that. Like, what the fuck?
why people do stuff on the internet. And Lil Tay going ahead and making a bunch of clips just like 2017 where she has all the money and we're all broke, and her making a music video is obviously for clout, attention, and money.
Well, yes, that part is obviously gonna be for whatever. The attention and money aspect. Yeah, obviously when she's playing a character and she's doing a bit, that's gonna be a little bit different, right? But let's not pretend like there wasn't anything, you know, worthwhile that she said in her live stream where she was clearly not playing a character, right? She was playing a character for the first few seconds of it, and then she broke character. And you could tell because there was a shift in her demeanor, her tone of voice, the volume she spoke at, the cadence, everything was different. Because at the end of the day, the whole Lil Tay thing is mostly just a character. But when she breaks character, it's really fucking obvious.
And that's what we're gonna give them today. As we can see here, the very first search on Twitter for Lil Tay is straight up people just being on an FBI watch list, I guess. I don't understand why that is a thing, but I mean...
Wait, what was leaked? I'm scared.
To each their own.
Out of the shower, and she wouldn't even put clothes on. And they were always playing these sexually inappropriate movies in front of me, openly in front of me. So that was the norms.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is like a boy who cried wolf situation.
Oh my fucking god, it's literally the same shit that Lerix said. Holy shit. These people are literal NPCs. They all say the same fucking shit. They make the same goddamn arguments. I don't know if they all copy each other or if they've been copying each other for so long that they just all arrive at the same conclusions at the same time. But it's literally the same thing, word for word. Like, verbatim. Like, oh my god. Yeah, no, the person who cried wolf, even though she was literally being forced to say things and to, you know... Okay. Yeah, it's not like we've already seen, okay, there's a difference between her when she's playing a character and her when she's being herself. Yeah, no, let's just ignore all of that. It's the boy who cried wolf. Okay, yeah, sure. Holy shit. Yeah, no, it's the boy who cried wolf when she showed the images of the police report and the fucking bruises all over her face when she was a child. Yeah, no, that's just the boy who cried wolf. That's like a nothing burger. What we should be talking about is how she was wearing, she's too scantily clad in the music video. That's what we should be focused on. That's what we should really be morally outraged over.
Like, I'm sorry if any of this is actually real and you had to go through like this hard...
Did you watch the fucking live stream or the archive of the live stream?
Core abuse and trauma growing up. No child should...
What do you mean if somebody literally has an image of them with bruises all over their face as a child, you don't think that, you think, oh, maybe they were abused, but probably not? Is that really your position here? Yeah, maybe they experienced something bad. That's probably nothing. Really? But oh no, they're too scantily clad in the music video. That's what I care about. Okay. Holy shit.
Go through that, but I will say the amount of lies and deceptive practices that Lil Tay and her brother have done.
She's a child! all of the quote-unquote deceptive practices are her brother's deceptive practices from when she was a fucking 9-year-old. She was a 9-year-old. The brother was telling her what to say, word for word, verbatim, while she was doing the whole character thing. Oh my god. This is so brain dead. I don't know how much longer I can do this for.
To maintain relevancy and try to get fame and attention over the years.
Yeah, that relatable moment when you show literal proof of you being physically abused and describing something very personal to you because you want clout. Yeah, that's definitely the motive. Yeah,
is absolutely deplorable, and it's really hard to believe anything they say now.
I've mind brained these people. Yeah, this is just fucking awful. It's like, goddamn. I was gonna put an end to my anti-commentary arc, but holy shit, these people make it impossible. I mean, hell, I did like 1.5 live streams defending Nicholas Diorio because, you know, Michael Alberto was genuinely in the wrong, so I was siding with commentary people for once, right? Which is something I rarely do. You really have to fuck up, by the way, for me to side with commentary people over you, but I digress, right? But oh my god, no, I can't put an end to my anti-commentary arc, okay? It continues. If they're posting shit like this, I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep being contrarian. Now I remember why I was contrarian in the first place. As long as I remember why, I think I won't lose sight.
Wouldn't be surprised if the next big thing is Lil Tay bringing back the dinosaurs, okay? Like, who fucking knows?
What?
And the entire time, it's just some fat guy in a suit.
Those were the
What does a fat guy in a suit pretending to be dinosaurs have to do with showing evidence of you being abused as a little kid? Like, what?
norms in this household. It's fucking sick. And
Dude, okay, like, on the off chance this is real, I just want to say...
The off chance that it's real? Seriously? The off chance. Yeah, no, I'm sure, again, yeah, no, I'm sure she's just this genius, evil mastermind manipulator who, from the age of, like, I don't know, fucking 8 years old, learned how to become a master makeup artist who is able to be so good at makeup that she can convincingly create realistic bruises on her face so that she could take a picture of it because she knew that when she was 16, way later down the line, and twice as old, that she would end up using this as evidence in her Instagram live thing because she knew she was gonna do this whole time. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, you are literally insane if you believe that's what happened. If that's the series of events you think is the most likely, you are fucking brain dead.
I'm sorry for, like, the comments I'm about to make, but come the fuck on. Physical violence on, like, an MS Paint printed out piece of paper, and that's what we're gonna do. Again.
Are you gonna show the next picture?
Like, there is a very slim chance.
Show the next picture!
It could all be real, but you have to understand. Lil Tay is a known liar.
Show the next picture!
Right? And now they're trying to say, oh...
Show the next picture!
Yeah, it was, my parents who faked.
No, he's trolling. He's trolling. He has to be. There's no way this is real. No, this is satire. This is satire. 100 million%. There's no fucking way.
Death. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right, dude. That's why you waited a few months and then dropped a fucking music video and started making the same exact content you did back, like, what, like 10 years ago now? Who knows?
Of course he cuts out the part that proves that physical abuse against her took place. This has to be a troll. There's no way. This has to be a troll. It's a gay op. Yeah, it has to be a gay op. There's no way it's not. This is absolutely a gay op. I guarantee you, this is him trying to get people similar to me, except with larger subscriber counts, to fucking talk about this shit. I don't think it's gonna work, though. I think it's mainly just gonna be, like, small, inconsequential commentary people, or anti-commentary people, I guess, that talk about this. Like, I don't know, I don't see anyone, like, in the, say, for instance, the political sphere, watching a Dumpy video. I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening, right? Only reason I do it is because, okay, well, fuck it, nobody else will. And I'm more invested in commentary shit than any other, you know, quote-unquote political streamer, right? I mean, hell, commentary is sort of like my roots anyway. I'm going back to my roots because it's what I did growing up anyway.
She would...
Femyoz is molding? Well, I mean, for a justifiable reason. I mean, this dude is like, I don't know, downplaying physical and emotional abuse that Lil Tay experienced as a child and being like, it was probably fake, even though there was literally fucking photographic evidence of her having bruises as a child. It's like, there's no fucking, oh yeah, no, she's this evil master manipulator that orchestrated all of this at the age of 8 years old. Yeah, okay.
Always take out her anger onto me.
Knowing that Femyoz isn't even 20 years old, I'd cut them some slack on how kind of dumb they are. Okay, I don't know. Am I dumb for not knowing if this is obvious satire? I genuinely cannot tell.
If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault.
Okay, so wait, okay, sorry, I was not visually paying attention. Hold on.
If her son did anything wrong...
Oh, so here, he included he accidentally forgot to zoom in. He should have zoomed in to make sure that nobody sees the physical evidence of what really happened.
It would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me. Pinching me was a really big thing. Chris made me shove me. And this is one of the worst incidents.
Okay, so he does include it in the video.
That happened.
Alright, whatever he says after this is gonna determine whether or not he's trolling.
This is the police report.
Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the clip that I downloaded. I don't know where the full video is. I'm gonna try to check out the...
You don't have anything to say? You're not gonna say, yeah, it's actually fake? Okay, so no, this isn't satire then. He's just brain dead. He literally, if it was satire, you would have been like, that's obviously fake. Or, no, the reason, okay, I was starting to think, okay, this has to be satire when he cut off that part of the clip originally, right? Because that part was about to be shown originally, right? I thought that, okay, maybe he's like including like her holding it like upside down and pretending to not notice it's there as like a bit. And then, like, but, like, cutting out, like, the part where she talks about it. I thought maybe he was trolling, but the fact that, okay, well, he ends up showing it anyway. Like, right here. It's like, okay, and then he just doesn't say anything. I don't know. I don't think this is a troll, to be honest.
Incidents that happened. This is the police report.
This isn't satire, no signs of it? Yeah, I can't tell.
Okay, so, yeah, that's the end of the clip that I downloaded. I don't know where the full video is. I'm gonna try to check out their channel.
Spurgios, Autismyos, Maldios, Spurgios. Yeah, fair enough.
Let's see what's going on there.
Physios.
Never mind, it's literally just the music video.
Wait, what? Oh, you don't...
Yeah, we're not watching that shit. I have no idea what's going on.
You don't have any idea what's going on. You have no clue. You can't put the puzzle pieces together. Okay.
Going on the situation, dude. I looked into this for literally hours. I did.
No, you did not. Okay, maybe this is satire. If he's saying that he looked into it for hours, but he obviously didn't. Yeah, okay.
Days and days and days upon hours of research. I can't.
Okay, yeah, no, this is a joke.
Can't find anything. I don't know if Lil Tay is being held hostage.
Nope, this is a joke.
By some sort of like terrorist organization. I have no idea.
It's been
Okay, yeah, no, this is a
5
bit.
years and y'all still broke. The GOAT is back.
All right, well, the fact that I couldn't tell. All right, Dumpy, if you're watching this, good job. This was a decent troll. All right, you got me all riled up. All right, I'll give you that. All right, congratulations. You baited me into reacting to your fucking 5 minute and 48-second long video and molding and spurging. So good job. I'll give you credit where credit's due. All right. I think it's satire. It has to be. It has to be. There's no way it's not. There's no way it's not. He made it obvious that he's just that stupid. I don't think so. I think Dumpy is just a shitposter. I don't know. I don't really watch his videos.
5 years, and I'm still the youngest one out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 5 years ago, I was broke.
Like, when he says that, like, when he says, I don't know, maybe, when he made the joke about the terrorist organization, I mean, he had the same intonation as he had for the rest of the video, right? So, I don't know. I think that this is, like, a bit.
We're looking at, like, 5 years later. Still broke. So, I guess that was a colossal L. But yeah, dude, very sad stuff. Regardless, I recommend you guys who are looking at this Lil Tay situation, look at it from a jaded perspective. I really, honestly, sincerely believe that this entire thing is all just bait and bullshit for views. I don't know about the, assault.
No, I'm torn. I genuinely cannot tell if he's trolling or not. I can't tell if this is a gay op. Like, I refuse to believe that anybody is this stupid, right? I don't think, I refuse to believe that he's either extremely stupid or he's smart enough to know what he's doing, but is actually maliciously trying to convince everybody that it's all faked. I think it's gotta be a troll. It's gotta be a troll. Right? It's a troll, right? I think he just wants attention. I can tell it's pretty easy to tell he's dumb, but what if he's just playing a dumb character? Like, that'd be like saying it's obvious I'm insane in my old videos. Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess I can't use that argument anymore.
Allegations, I don't know about, oh, my parents made me fake my death. I don't know about
IDK, maybe satirizing commentary bros? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It feels like a parody of commentary. I genuinely believe, yeah, it has to be. No, the fact that he said the same exact thing as Lerix, like, verbatim, like, he literally just said exactly the same words, and the fact that it's, like, he's doing, like, a more insane, out there version of it, and he's like, oh, yeah, I did, like, hours of research, which he obviously didn't, and he's like, yeah, I actually don't know what's going on here, but I did hours of research, and, but it's probably all faked, and then, like, he like, after showing evidence that makes it obvious that it's real, I think it's gotta be a troll. I'm gonna be charitable and assume it's a troll, alright?
any of that. I have no idea, and honestly, a lot of us will never know about that, but I'm just saying, just outside looking in, I feel like this entire thing is all fake as fuck, but you guys can let me know your own opinions in the comments down below.
I don't know, I think that this video is fake, as in, it's a troll. It's gotta be. It's gotta be, right? There's no way. Yeah, no, there's no way. Like, okay. I mean, it says Lil Tay L in the description. Like, okay. Lil Tay, okay, I don't... You didn't fake it, her parents did. How do people respond? Oh my god. I can't... Fuck, I don't know. Oh god. No, because his audience doesn't... If this is a joke, his audience isn't in on it. I'm looking at the comments right now. No one is in on it. But maybe, no, maybe this is like him being genuinely dumb. Parents are really terrible parents? True. Like, what? You have no proof she faked her death, and he hearted it. Interesting. Okay, maybe... Oh, shit. Fuck, I don't know. Shit. I can't... I genuinely can't tell. Oh, God. Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Look, I can't tell. I'm sorry. I genuinely cannot tell if this is real or not. I'm trying to figure it out. Shit, internet, fuck. God damn it. Am I lagging? Cam revived? Sorry. Camera lag? Be like that. Oh god, this lighting is not very flattering. When I do this, it makes my forehead look shiny because the light is like 1 inch away from my face. I love being funny. It cheers me up. That's good, Femboy Curito. You are funny, but only when you're not trying to be. Like you're good lolcow material and nothing else, right? You're not like good at like trying to be funny though, right? Unless we're laughing at your failed attempt at comedy, right? Like I wouldn't be laughing with you ever, right? But I could laugh at you easily. Joseph Stalios, true. So true. What the fuck is Gamergate? Is that a sex? What? Okay. Anyways, let's see. Darth Vader. It's over for Lil Tay. Let's see what this is.
Lil Tay's back, and I'm not happy about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that Lil Tay's...
Wait, I recognize this guy. I recognize this guy. I've seen this guy's videos before, I swear. It would have been a long time ago.
Gentlemen, Lil Tay's back, and I'm not happy about it. Now don't get me wrong, I am happy that Lil Tay's alive, and that the rumors of her being dead turn out to be fake. But is Lil Tay alive and well? I don't think so. Now first things first, let's address the elephant in the room. Her fucking music video, bruh?
Yeah, the music is bad. I don't like the music.
I just can't look away from it. I want it.
Let me put it this way. Her fucking music video has brought out the most sus motherfuckers and the biggest EDP for 5LBs supporters
Okay, yeah, true. That doesn't surprise me.
I've ever seen in my life. Now, I've seen some people coping, like hard coping, and saying that her sus comments, like the sus motherfuckers in her comments, are just joking. Like they're just trolling around. They're just bantering. Okay.
I wouldn't consider that to be a joke. That's just, yeah.
Let's go look at one of the comments together and see if they're just joking around. Okay, this one for example. I am bricked after what she did. And I'm 24.
No, he does not sound like well, okay, maybe in terms of like the intonation. The difference is this guy seems like he's actually funny and knows how to make jokes.
Yeah. It's just jokes. He's just bantering, right?
I will say his style of presentation reminds me of the way I presented information in some of my old videos on the old channel.
I don't know about you guys, but this motherfucker needs to get locked up, drop the soap, and then have EDP behind him. With EDP's glizzy.
I can't understand a word he's saying. Alright, I'll put it at 1x speed.
My bad, but whoever wrote that comment, that sus fucking comment, needs to get locked up ASAP. How the fuck is anyone in my comment section gonna tell me that someone who is literally typing, I'm bricked up, even though I'm 24, it's just a troll comment. It's just a funny.
Yeah, it's that relatable moment when you jokingly say that you are a 24-year-old grown adult that is attracted to, like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Joke. Who's laughing? I'm not. You're not. Well, if you're a normal human being, you're not. And if you are,
ADHD content right here, true.
You might need to get locked up.
Maybe that's why I think he's entertaining.
But you know what? Maybe it's just.
Yes, I've definitely seen I've seen this person's videos before. I specifically remember. Yeah. Wait, his name is Darth Vader. Yes, I've definitely seen his videos. Holy shit, he has 350,000 subs? Holy shit. It definitely wasn't that large when I used to watch his videos. I think he had like 11,000. I forgot he existed. Because I switched accounts that I watch YouTube on multiple times. But yeah.
Just my humor that's outdated. Maybe I'm just too stupid, I'm just too naive to understand the true humor behind whatever the fuck I just read. Let's look at another comment and see the humor I'm missing. Now you've got this motherfucker with a PFP of Donald Trump's mugshot.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, maybe the joke is it sounds like something Donald Trump would say, which is true.
Who literally typed, yeah, to her fucking underage. Okay, first of all, this guy might need to change his PFP soon to his own mugshot, because he might not need Donald Trump's mugshot anymore after this. You know?
Alright, that's a pretty good meme.
You know what? Once again, maybe I'm just missing the humor behind this, sus shit. Okay, I found another one. I mean, I'm acting like it's fucking hard to find sus motherfuckers, but it's like, there's like millions of them in the...
Why do I find this ADHD shit so entertaining? I thought I was over it. I thought I was over the ADHD edits. I'm not. I'm really not. God damn it.
Comments. I mean, look at this comment, for example. Look at this nonce.
His channel isn't for me is way too fast. I turned it down to 1x speed.
Finish.
If you want, I can watch it at 0.5x speed.
Nah, bro, like, someone check
Is this better?
this hard drive. Oh, bro. You know what? I'm just gonna assume that's literally EDP's burner account, cause...
Is this the right speed? I feel like I'm 10 watching this. No, god damn it. Does that just mean I'm immature? Better? No, fuck that.
What the fuck types just like that? But don't worry, guys.
I mean, to be fair, I watch videos at like 3x speed. Or 3.8x speed, somewhere in that range, usually. Because I have a Chrome extension that makes videos go faster than 2x speed if I want. So yeah, I don't know. It's more efficient.
Guys, it's just troll comments. It's just banter. But these sus comments from these EDP445LB supporters bring me to this argument, this first argument that I want to make in my video. Her music video is,
Something tells me he's not gonna talk about any serious shit. Or maybe he does. Alright, let's see how he addresses the serious
blowing my
stuff.
back out. But this cursed music video from Lil Tay is nothing compared to what she just exposed on her TikTok livestream, the alleged truth about how fucked up her childhood really was. Yesterday, Lil Tay hosted a TikTok livestream where she supposedly spilled all the beans and said the whole truth regarding where she's been, who exploited her all along, and about how fucked up her childhood really was. Now, I want to prefix all of this by saying the following. Everything that Lil Tay said in her live stream regarding like the truth behind her, who exploited her all along, like all of that should not be taken as the whole truth. Because her whole family has been exposed many and many times for literally pulling the strings. Her fucking brother
Yeah, and she's a child, right?
was exposed for pimping her out.
This shit cost me 10,000 and
I said
this
stop saying 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
You're gonna be like more ignorant.
See, I'm glad that he's showing this, right? I think that these clips are important, alright? These are what I showed at the beginning of the live stream, alright? Say what you will. Oh no, he does too many zoomer edits. Okay, first of all, I still think they're entertaining. Maybe I'm just immature as shit for a 19-year-old, but I think it makes the video more fun to watch. I don't know, it keeps me more engaged. And secondly, he's presenting the information in a way that's entertaining and funny, but he's not omitting important information or downplaying the abuse that she received, as far as I can tell. At least not yet.
Like her whole family's cooked. But in her TikTok livestream, she claims that the only person who was ever abusive to her was her dad.
Okay, so here's where we're probably going to disagree, right? So the reason why would be due to the fact that a lot of instances in which people are abuse victims, they don't always know that they're abuse victims, right? And keep in mind, if her dad is really fucking bad and physically abusive and does all this awful shit, but then, like, whatever, her mom and her brother are, like, a little bit abusive and manipulative, and they're pretty bad, but, like, they're like, really good in comparison to her father, then from her perspective, her father's gonna be bad, and her mother's gonna be good. And it makes sense that she would hold that point of view, right? Again, her perspective on what is or isn't a healthy relationship is gonna be completely fucked, right? She doesn't have any idea, right? She, like, I mean, maybe in theory, when it's not applied to her, maybe she has some idea, right? But in terms of the relationships in her life, she has no idea if they are or aren't abusive, for instance. Right? I don't know. I mean, abuse isn't always intuitively obvious, and you gotta keep in mind that while it is true that, yeah, it's probably not just the father that fucked up, it would be the father that fucked up the most, right? But I am glad that he does mention the fact that, okay, you know, it's probably not just the father, right? I just hope that he doesn't frame it as Lil Tay being dishonest, rather it is more along the lines of, she's just in fucking denial, right? Like, okay, I don't think it's just her father.
Literally doxes the fuck out of him, like his real name, pictures of him, like everything. But Lil Tard essentially claims that all of her family members except her dad were actually extremely supportive of her.
Well, they would be supportive relative to how her father behaved. That, like, if those are gonna be, if that comparison is being made, right? And in comparison to her father, you know, that's how she sees them, because her father is the reference point of what a bad parent looks like, then it makes logical sense from the perspective of a child that, yeah, okay, well, my dad is the bad guy, he's the guy that hit and abused me and didn't feed me, and here's the good guys who feed me, they don't hit me, you know, they give me things I need, you know, it's like, so obviously she's gonna have a fucked perception, right? The bare minimum is going to be extremely good in her eyes, essentially, right? Like, somebody that's an abuse victim has no fucking idea a lot of the time. You know, if they're being only slightly abused, like, if they're being emotionally abused when they're used to physical abuse, they're not going to realize it right away, right? So it makes sense. This isn't like a hole in her story. This isn't a contradiction, right?
that were extremely nice to her, and that, you know, they're all innocent, and that the only scumbag was the dad.
No, they're innocent in comparison to the dad.
All along.
Biggest takeaway, my mom has always been supportive of me. She's been there for me my entire life, and we had both been abused by Christopher John Hope.
And I don't doubt that, right? But it could be the case that, okay, maybe the mom is an abuse victim and an emotional abuser, for instance, right? I'm not saying she is or isn't, right? I'm just saying that, okay, that is possible, right? Just because somebody's an abuse victim doesn't mean they can also be an abuser, right? I mean, fuck. I don't think that the mom, for instance, would be even close to as abusive as the dad if she was, right? But maybe she is manipulative. Maybe she is controlling. Maybe she doesn't, you know, care enough about, you know, Lil Tay's emotions. Maybe she's not really there for her, but at least she's not actively, you know, being sadistic and trying to hurt her, and she's giving her what she needs, and she at least wants to see Lil Tay be successful, you know, even if it's not in the healthiest way, right? So, again, maybe she doesn't have the best family in general, but compared to her dad, who literally beat the fuck out of her, and, was only willing to feed her literal rotting food, you know, and again, let's just, I know I keep bringing this up and harping on it, but the fact of the matter is that when her mother saw that was happening and was like, holy shit, that's fucked up, I'm going to, you know, send fresh food to, you know, to my daughter so that she has something to eat. As soon as the father finds out, you know what he does? Well, he's not just neglectful. He doesn't just not care. He goes out of his way. He goes as far as to say, oh, I'm just not going to pay child support. I'm not going to pay fucking child support if you keep sending her food. So clearly, it's not just that he doesn't care, right? He is actively trying to hurt her, right? He is sadistic. And that lack of sadism in her eyes is like insanely good, right? Because she's used to the bad. The bad is almost like the default state of being in her mind. So her perception is going to be very skewed. Very fucking skewed. And I can understand why that would be the case.
My abusive, absentee father, he is not the fucking good guy here.
Yeah, like at least, like, again, maybe her mom and her brother were not the best, but at least they didn't beat the fuck out of her. At least they weren't trying to, I don't know, at least they didn't fucking, you know, abuse her for their own pleasure, their own sadistic pleasure, and then leave her, only to come back as soon as she's successful, right? So, again, that's the comparison in her own mind. She only has, whatever, most likely a few, you know, people that she's that close to go off of, right? Like, I'm sure, okay, maybe she probably has friends, right? Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. She probably does, right? But again, when it comes to, like, family or close relationships, at the end of the day, she doesn't have that much to go off of, right? So, she only has 2 points of reference.
He wanted control over my career and my money, and I had to go through, me and my family had to go through even more years of abuse.
Absolutely, and I absolutely agree with her, right? So it could be the case that her brother and her mother didn't treat her very well, but at the same time, they were also abuse victims of the father. And it could also be the case that they went from, that for instance, take her brother, for example. It could be the case that he is repeating what he essentially learned from his father, right? He learned that behavior. That is a learned behavior for some people, right? A lot of people, you know, start out as abuse victims and then they become the abusers, right? They repeat the cycle of abuse. That is something that can happen because that's what they know. And therefore it is it seems like the correct thing in their own fucked up perception of reality, right? That can happen, right? Or another example would be the stereotypical example of, you know, the child that gets abused at home and then bullies people at school, right? Why does he bully people at school? Because he gets abused at home, right? Like that is a stereotype that exists for a reason, right? That's not just a made up thing, right? There's genuinely a correlation there, right?
Through the court system.
And you know what? I call bullshit on that, bruh. I'm gonna go as far as to say that everyone in her family is cooked, and that her...
Okay, I don't like the framing of this, but I do tend to agree that, yeah, probably, it's probably not just the dad that's treated her poorly, right? I would prefer it if he used my framing of the argument, or added a little bit more nuance, but it is what it is.
Her whole childhood was messed up by all of her family members. Let's talk about her.
I agree, but I think that he should mention the fact that, again, the dad is obviously way worse, right? Obviously, you don't have to physically abuse somebody to, you know, fuck up somebody's childhood, but obviously the dad is way worse, right? Way more abusive.
Her father first. According to Lil Tay herself, he would feed her rotten food.
What is this shit?
Yeah, like, there's no justifying
This is what they were packing me for lunch.
Like, the fact that I can't even tell what food item it is. It just looks like something that should not be eaten. That's all I can say.
My mom had discovered.
Like, what the fuck is that?
That they-
I can't make out what the food is supposed to be, because that's how fucking bad it is. That's how rancid it is.
They were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at this. That's candy. That's expired candy.
He would give her
Well, the expired candy would be the least of my worries, I will say.
scuffed ass clothing, like literally torn off shoes with holes on all of them, like just, you know, they wouldn't give a fuck about Lil Tay, like it would just treat her like shit. No.
Okay, yes. Now, that was when she lived with her father. Keep in mind that, you know, obviously her mother and her father were divorced, right? So it's gonna be a little bit more complicated than that, right? It's not just, it's not gonna be like, oh, well, they're both like, okay, it could be the case that there's literally nothing the mother could do, right? Again, I don't know the ins and outs of how this works legally, especially not for their specific case, but I'm more inclined to believe that, okay, yeah, the mother might or might not have been a good parent, but the father was absolutely a terrible fucking person.
Now, before some of you motherfuckers say, oh, her getting worn out clothing, her getting bad shoes, like shoes with holes, that's not necessarily abuse. Like, maybe her dad was just poor and he was doing everything he could for her, despite him having low income. Well, that's a good argument, but she literally says in her live stream that even though her dad was giving her shit clothing and Resident Evil food, he would spend good money on his stepmother and buying her like designer bags.
Yes, exactly. And this is similar to the same point I made. So, this is a good example of doing a commentary video. You don't necessarily have to take it seriously, but you can make jokes and make it lighthearted without downplaying it, right?
Bags, designer.
Like, Lerix was just straight up downplaying it, and he wasn't even doing it in a way that's, like, entertaining or, like, edgy. He was just doing it in a way that's just shitty, right? He wasn't doing it to, like, as, like, an edgy joke or anything, right? This is a much better example, and while I don't agree with everything he said, you know, it's like, okay, maybe, or I guess the thing I would like to see is, okay, maybe include some of the nuance I've included, maybe a condensed version of it, right? Because obviously you got to do the zoomer edits and whatnot, right? But I don't think but obviously this person, from what I can tell, is a much better faith actor. He seems like a good faith actor, right?
Clothing, like actual expensive items that he could have used instead, you know, making sure that his daughter had good clothing.
These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken. This is another.
Lerix is just a pervert. Lerix confuses the fuck out of me. I do not understand why he says and does the things he says and does. I don't even know anymore.
These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look. Both of these soles.
It's like sometimes he comes across as like extremely reasonable and it's like, okay, that's fair enough. Right? And other times it's like, holy shit, you are insane. You have lost the plot, my guy. And sometimes it's like he seems like he's kind of chill or whatever. And other times it's like he overreacts to fucking nothing. Like, I think he got, like, he literally spent hours watching my live streams to find something to take out of context because I made one joke about how he was actually a closeted trans woman as, like, a tweet. It was like a shit post. And he got fucking mad over it. It's like, he got so mad that he went through my live streams so that he could find the, find a clip to take out of context, which is hilarious.
Soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me. Meanwhile, was so preoccupied, while I was wearing broken ass shoes, he was so preoccupied with providing Hanee Hope, his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
with these designer bags.
So keep in mind that her dad and her mom, like her biological mom.
Yeah, exactly. Like the reason why it would even make sense to make the argument of, oh, well, you're just being ungrateful, is like if for instance, okay, they literally can't afford proper shoes, that, like, okay, that's not within the control of the parents, right? That's not necessarily their fault. But if it is their fault, then yeah, they should be able to provide the most basic necessities. Now, frankly, I don't think that, if you are, too poor to raise children properly, you shouldn't have children in the first place, right? That's, like, again, yet another reason to add to the list for why it's important for abortions to stay legal everywhere.
Mom or divorce. So she's essentially saying that her dad and her stepmom were abusing her, whereas her true mom and her brother are innocent and have always been supportive and sweethearts to her.
Yeah, which is an entirely relativistic position. Again, it's only relative to how her father treated her, not to how she should be treated, right? She doesn't know how she should be treated, frankly. Or she most likely doesn't. And she probably doesn't even have a clue.
Which I completely, once again, disagree with, and I'll say why in a few minutes. It would also force her to watch horror movies with them, and you know how, like, when you're watching something scary, right? You do this with your eyes. But they would literally prevent her from doing that by literally holding her fucking...
Yeah, and she was a toddler. See, this is an example of somebody way... Like, why is this person with, like, all of these Zoomer edits, like, way more level-headed, way more reasonable? It's like, his main goal is obviously to be entertaining, and to, say things that are funny... And it's like, oh wow, he has, like, way better takes than people who, are boring as shit. They don't do anything to make their videos entertaining. They hardly fucking edit their own content. They say nothing of value. They just say what other commentary YouTubers say, that they heard them say, or they just say whatever dumb shit that's, like, not grounded in reality. It's like, goddamn. Femyoz sound do Zoomer. I'm probably... Okay, sometimes I do Zoomer edits in, like, videos, but in live streams, it's like, okay, not really. And also, I don't want my videos to be targeted to a younger audience. You know what I mean? I want my videos to be watched by adults. I don't know.
Fucking hands and preventing her from hiding from whatever she's watching, whatever she's forced to watch. And after the movie would be done, they would literally force her into a closet, close the closet, and then say that whatever monster from the horror movie that she watched, like, that monster would actually appear inside that closet with her.
I tried to put my face into a pillow when they were playing the horror movie in front of me. And Hanee Hope, she had me in a chokehold so I couldn't escape. And I had to sit through the entire Bride of Chucky movie when I was young as fuck. And then afterwards, there's a closet in the room. So while I was still in the chokehold, she shoved me into the closet and locked me in there, and she said, go play with Chucky. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, if only Lerix was intellectually honest enough to include this clip, right? Instead of being like, yeah, okay, yeah, like, watching more movies and being scared is abuse. Yeah, it's not abuse. Maybe they were, like, treating you a little poorly. But maybe, like, some of that stuff might or might not be real, but, like, it's probably all fake. But, like, also, it doesn't make sense. Like, this is way more coherent. It's like, okay, you know what? Massive fucking Darth Vader W, alright? Massive W. I'm smashing like. This is very fucking based. Good job. It's not perfect, but it's based as hell.
Now you might be like, ooh, who cares? Like, wow, okay, well, ooh, she's forced to watch a horror movie. That's not abuse.
It feels like this video is like a counter-argument to the Lerix one, in all honesty.
Okay, first of all...
And no, I did not do this intentionally.
You need to remember that she was a fucking kid, right? And who the fuck forces their kid to literally watch a horror movie and hold their hands and fucking puts her on a chokehold? Who the fuck does that? And not only that, who the fuck puts her in a...
Yeah, exactly. If the child is sobbing and trying to escape and doesn't want to watch it, you don't just make them watch it and put them in a chokehold. Like, that's the goal of doing that. Like, the only possible goal of that would be to terrorize the child, especially if afterwards you shove them in a closet and do all that shit, right? That's not just, oh, oops, that's a silly little No, that's abuse.
Closet, locks her in, and then say that the monster that she watched in the movie is gonna kill her. Like, that is 1000% cooked. Now, personally, I absolutely believe her when she talks about how much of a terrible father her dad was to her when
based. Massive W.
She was a kid, and you know what? That's fine. My problem with her statement in her TikTok live is that nowadays, she's literally with her brother and with her mother, And who's
Yeah, again, I guess this would be the main point of contention with this video is, again, abuse victims don't always realize that they're being manipulated or abused. Fuck, I've been in an abusive relationship before. I didn't fucking realize, because it's like, whatever. It's not like I didn't know that emotionally abusive relationships existed. It's just, I was a lot more malleable and easy to manipulate than I thought I was. I thought, oh, I'm not the kind of person that would, take bullshit. If it happens to other people, then it's like, obviously, I'd be supportive, but it's like, but that would never happen to me. Because, I'm like a big-brained, logical genius who would never fall for any form of manipulation. I'd never be the victim of that, ever. It's like, okay.
to say that they're not pulling strings and forcing her to say that?
Isn't that how Chris Chan was treated when he was young? Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know too much about Chris Chan.
To her innocence all along, and that we all got it wrong. Like, her brother's actually a sweetheart. Her mother's actually, like, amazing.
Well, that only goes to show how bad her father is, right? Like, if they're sweethearts in comparison and they're not even good people, then yeah, that says a lot.
And she really cares about her. Like, I'm not buying it. What I am buying is that her whole family's fucked. And that because of them, she never had a real childhood. Even if everything she...
Oh, I agree with that. As somebody that also didn't have a real childhood, yeah. No, 100%. I guarantee you that considering the fact that her circumstances, are objectively far worse than mine, mine are not even close. Mine are, like, fucking, amazing compared to hers, right? Yeah, like, I can guarantee you, she had no childhood. She grew up being miserable. She does not look fondly upon her own childhood. And as somebody that knows what that's like, to hate your own fucking childhood, like, that shit sucks, man. It's like, and then you hear other people being like, oh yeah, my childhood was the best. And it's like, yeah, must be fucking nice, bro. Must be fucking nice. Yeah, imagine.
She said in her TikTok live stream is true.
And maybe I'm just too prone to getting jealous of that, but...
Still, in my opinion, makes her mother and her brother pieces of shit. I mean...
Chris mostly got abused physically by his babysitter and childhood friends, not his parents. Interesting. I think I watched, like, some, like, video essay or something on Chris Chan before. And, yeah, that might have been mentioned. I don't know. I feel bad for all, It's like, okay, he ultimately, like, I feel like... Or, wait, is Chris Chan still trans? I don't fucking remember. I genuinely can't. I don't know.
Remember Lil Tay when she was a kid and she was doing all that flexing and shit?
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all broke-ass haters. This female picture is bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4...
You're not gonna tell me that forcing your child to be a prop, forcing your kid to literally be hated by the entire internet is healthy and,
Well, it's obviously healthy compared to what her father did, right? Still unhealthy.
Good parenting. Because it's not. It's fucking abuse. It is not okay.
Based. Extremely based. And I'm glad he's saying this.
To literally force your kid to be hated by the entire internet and...
What he is 100% spot on here. Yes, that is also abuse. It's just not nearly as blatant as literally beating the child. And okay.
To be a fucking...
And not feeding them actual food, right?
Prop that you exploit for influence, money, and success. Her brother that was exposed for literally telling her what to do, like treating her like shit, like she's nothing, she's not her fucking sister, like yo, say this, like all of that. Are you telling me that's childhood? That's a good childhood? Don't worry, guys. Who the fuck am I to talk? I mean, this...
Just stop saying 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500.
Those are definitely signs of a kid having an amazing, healthy childhood. Smash like...
Yeah, the fact that she looks at that and she's like, this is, like, amazing compared to how my father treats me is really fucking sad. Like, that just goes to show. Like, it makes me feel sad, because it's like, goddamn.
Like, if her brother's a fucking cockroach.
Damn. Well, that was a really good video compared to what I thought it would be. I thought, okay, he's gonna say, like, a bunch of dumb shit. Right? And maybe it's unintentional, but I underestimated this man. I underestimated him. So, props to Darth Vader. Massive W. Very massive W. Yeah, I don't even think that... Chris Chan admitted he was trans to try fucking lesbian. Yeah, I don't classify that as trans. He literally admitted that he's not actually trans. He literally said, oh yeah, I'm not actually... Like, if he's literally saying... That's what I thought. Like, didn't he admit, like, oh yeah, I'm not actually trans, I'm just pretending to be so that I can, you know, get fucked by a lesbian or something? Or fuck a lesbian? Like, okay. That's not what it means to be trans. That's just, oh, you're a fucking weirdo that wants to fuck lesbians. For some reason. Chris is a rapist and doesn't deserve respect. No, I don't think he deserves respect, but I do have pity for him. Like, I pity him, right? Like, it's like, I feel bad for him. It's like, what made him this way? It's like, holy shit. Like, obviously he didn't have the best life growing up. Dude has experienced so much fucking trauma as a kid growing up. Like, that shit does drive people insane. Even people that most people would consider to be intrinsically good at heart, you know? I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know, it's really... Chris Yo's be like, it was optically wrong. Yeah. Yeah, imagine if Chris Chan used the same style of rhetoric as me. That would be fucking wild. Holy shit. Genuinely, I would kill to see that. Holy fuck. Like, Chris Chan, except he suddenly gains, like, I don't know, like 100 IQ points. And then uses my style of rhetoric to defend himself. Like, what? I hesitated to say 100 because I don't want to make myself sound, okay, if you're 100 IQ points smarter than someone, but it's like, okay, but he has like a really, like, it's I don't know. I don't know if it's you know, it's cold enough to freeze water yet, but it sure as hell is below room temperature, that's for sure. You have to see this probably on another stream. I can't stream forever. This is a Lil Tay stream, okay? And my camera's broken. Oh yes, I love when that happens. Oh, look at my awesome facial expression here that it got stuck on. I love when it does this. It's my favorite. I seriously need to invest in a like an actual webcam for this. This isn't working. This is bad. It keeps getting worse. I swear to fucking God. It's just like overheats more and more over time, and it's like, okay, I'm probably frying my phone doing this. Google Teddy Fraser. Fine. Teddy. Oh, Teddy Feeser. I'm illiterate. What the fuck is this? He was bullied into wearing a toupee? What? What the fuck? What does that mean? Okay. Well, god fucking damn. He was bullied into wearing a toupee. Damn. Sucks to be bald, I guess. Very, very sorry to anyone that's bald. That has to go through that. I'm feasing? Wait, what is... I don't know who this person is. I don't know why I'm supposed to hate them. I don't know anything about them. I literally don't know a single thing. So it's like, okay. So are we just bullying a random person? Because, like, as far as I know, maybe. But yeah. Holy... Like, all of this was, this was all fucked up. Okay, Bald Martin is like the, is a sexy bald man, right? He's the exception, not the rule, you see? It's, you know, yeah. Oh my god. Smash like. if this stream was good or something. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to keep droning on for too long. This stream is primarily meant just for, talking about the Lil Tay stuff. I don't want to get too sidetracked. I can just, record it separately or stream separately. And basically Jalen, a far-right content creator. So, Jalen, if she never transitioned and went down the alt-right pipeline, basically, he's best friends with Nick Fuentes. Okay, then, yeah, okay. Look, I don't do guilt by association, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if you're besties with Nick Fuentes, and, you're far-right, okay. Those two things combined with each other, it's like, well, okay. Okay. Anyways, why you doxed child? Oh yeah, I definitely haven't explained how, yes, they leaked their own face, then I blurred it, then they nuked my server, then I unblurred it out of spite to roast them, and then I apologized and blurred it again. So, yeah, I've said that like 5 trillion times, and like, disavowed it. I don't know, I feel like your framing here is a little dishonest. You said femboys should be gassed. Okay, you know what? Fuck this person. Who is he? Alright, Teddy Feezer, what's his... Does anyone know what his IP address is in Minecraft? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding. That's a joke, by the way. If you couldn't tell. That was a fucking joke. It's an obvious joke. Anyways. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will maybe potentially see you all in the next one. ? Smash like, subscribe if you want to see more. Oh, chat, is there any other topics you want me to cover? Maybe like tomorrow if I stream, or like the next day? Any important commentary stuff to talk about? Fire stream, W stream, Weem, hell yeah. It's like, it's hard to tell if I'm doing a good stream, because it's like, okay, this stream is, whatever, not getting like, like a high concurrent viewer count, right? Or, a particularly high like count. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but the audience retention is a little bit higher. Well, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. It's hard to say. Either way, your channel's dead. No, I agree. Dead channels can be revived. Woke skulls are after debate bros again. Sounds like something that I might enjoy talking about. I mean, to be fair, I am the perfect person to shit on woke skulls, because I am literally the antithesis of everything they stand for. Every problem that they have with Vosh is a problem that they would have with me, but it's like 10 times worse with me. It's like I'm like, I like do all the same shit but on steroids, and I'm more mentally ill. At least you got 10 likes. Well, that's less than usual. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, it's better than 0 likes or 9 likes, right? But anyways, you are the personification of what's wrong with society. Source? You got a source for that, or did you just like make it the fuck up? Sounds like you made it up. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You get 4 likes on your streams? What? What are you talking about? Okay. I mean, if you tune in within like the first minute or two, then yeah, sure. Or the first 10 minutes maybe. I don't know. It depends on how dead my channel is. Work on the Diorio Mikey vid retardios. Okay, yeah, I should probably do that. But it's such a long video. And I want it to be edited well. And then by the time I finish editing it, it's going to be like, oh, now it's a dead topic and no one cares anymore. But yeah, I probably should. Because yeah, I do genuinely fucking, like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I'm making all the same arguments that I've been making about, like, the same thing with different people, right? Or similar situations. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it will definitely boost my credibility if nothing else, right? Because it's like, oh, okay, they actually are consistent in what they believe. They're not just doing it because they're biased. Anyways. Let's see. Anything else I should cover? People who keep shitting on Blue Fom. I don't know who that is. Leftist infighting. Rihanna Woo. Alright. Isn't it already a dead topic? Just do what you enjoy? Yeah. I feel like by the time I finish editing any stream segment, it'll be like a dead topic. Like, I feel like I'm always late. Because, like, I procrastinate, and I spend, like, 5 trillion hours per video that I edit. So it's, like, it'll take me, like, multiple weeks, if not, like, a month to finish a long video project, right? I don't know, maybe I just do, like, a lightly edited version, where, like, there's some visuals and some jump cuts, and some things cut out, but it's, like, a second channel video. I think I'm gonna do it as, like, a second channel video. Oh, Blue Fall. Again, I don't know who that is. Look him up. I'll look him up later. I'm lazy, okay? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm actually gonna end stream now. Goodbye, everybody. Even Keffels went this is cringe mentality. What the fuck? Wait, for just anti-fur shit? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about furries. I'm definitely not, like, against it or whatever. I just don't care, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, a furry myself, but it's like, okay, yeah. If that's, like, what makes you happy, then you do you know what I mean? As long as you're not hurting anybody. See you, my friend, and goodbye, everybody. I will see you all in the next one. See ya. One more thing. Do I do more, drama-based content? Do you guys like this? Are these streams good? I genuinely couldn't tell you. Are these more entertaining, less entertaining, the same? I have no idea. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. You're a femboy, you're no better than us? I'm not saying I'm better or worse. One of us. I wasn't even wearing the cat ears today, to be fair. Why are mods roasted? I don't... Because they're poopy heads, okay? Shut up. Okay? I wasn't even wearing the cat ears today. Now I am. Now I'm wearing the cat ears. I wasn't before. I didn't do a fit check. Ooh, shoot. I'm just saying. W fit. Anyways. Ooh. One of my favorite skirts, because it's a certified hood classic, not gonna lie. The skirt, like, works with, like, every fucking outfit, I swear. It just works. It's like, okay, I see why this is a certified hood classic in the femboy community. One called you a retard? Well, yeah. But they can do that. Because, like, they don't actually hate me, right? So it's like, that's part of the... Fuck you. Maybe that's like... No maidens, what? Not even a furry? But honestly, I'm fucking balling against anti-furs as strongly as I desire. I mean, that's fair enough. I don't really think about furry stuff. It just doesn't, like, occur to me. I think it, like, when I was, like, in my early teen years, I was an anti-fur, but that's just because, like,